Amen.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 pounds and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. SEC Media Days, Tennessee today. Do y'all know how excited Jeremy Pruitt is for today?
I'm going to say he's about as excited as I was the last time I stubbed my toe.
Man.
So not very.
He is so excited.
He loves fielding questions, as we all know.
To talk to the media. So happy to see them.
He would rather talk than coach football. I mean, when I see his demeanor around the media, I just say, he just embraces us. He loves it. He wants to be there.
This is going to be must-see TV today.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm
Atlanta,
excited.
SC Network, I will be glued to the television. Charlie Burge, Jason Swain here, and Ben Aubrey Drake McKee is in the building with his orange sweater that looks very similar to the sweater that got all the Tennessee fans in their feelings, all hot and bothered yesterday, thinking Drake is a Tennessee fan. Ben decided to dig in the closet and find his sweatshirt, same one that Drake had on yesterday.
That's fake news because
no, it's not fake news.
I'm not wearing a sweater that looks like Drake's sweater. Drake is wearing a sweater that looks like my sweater because I don't know this for sure, but I do believe this was a hand-me-down from my pops. So I believe my dad wore this for a very long time, and then when he kind of got a new one, this was handed down to me when I was of size.
I mean, really, Drake is a perfect representative for Tennessee because he's so sad. He'd be perfect. Oh, we went for an 8.
Yes,
I can't believe we went for an 8.
He's so sad with all those 7 of the top 10 hits in America right now.
He's so moody.
You two can hate on, hate on, but the man put out a classic of an album this month, I guess. I guess 3 weeks ago now.
It was all right.
I like it.
It's a great album.
Love that, man. They love it. It's like they love Justin Bieber.
More than 17-year-old girls. You just letting your hate get in the way of good music.
Y'all, no.
Yes.
First of all,
I saw that poster you sent me last night.
First of all, I listen to Drake not as much as you. Y'all know why I'm getting on Drake.
Oh, I know.
I'm waiting for Drake.
And I don't blame you.
I'm waiting for Drake to explain himself and some of the things that Pusha T, rival rapper, exposed about Drake during the battle. I need Drake to answer some of those things.
Yeah, I get it.
He has yet to do that. I'm sorry. I'm not forgetting. I'm not going to let it pass over, Drake, and then, get all in my feelings and just forget about it because you came out with the CD. No, Drake. I need to know why you was in blackface. I need to know that. You still have not explained yourself. I need to understand what happened there before I just jump back on the train.
It's a fair question, but the thing is that you're never going to get that answer because
what's up, Kendrick?
The fact is that he doesn't have to answer that question. He will still be magnificently famous.
Hey, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's just like
it is what it is.
It's like Papa John's. They'll keep making money, but it won't be my money.
Well,
that's fine.
I do playing devil's advocate, obviously, because I will stick up for Drake. Not in necessarily the blackface situation, because I think that's funky as well.
Yeah,
but
a little weird.
But it's also not fair to jump to conclusions. Just because he doesn't have the right to answer, it doesn't mean you can assume the worst.
I need to know why he did it, and I'm not running to go listen to his songs. I'm not running to pick up his album or keep up with it. First of all, I'm busy. I don't have time to be chasing Drake. But I need to know some answers before we just forget about it and go and move forward. That's my take on Drake. But anyways, you're rocking the sweater, the same sweater. They got everybody in their feelings thinking that Drake is a Tennessee fan. He ain't a Tennessee fan. Relax. Chill out. He only wore the sweater to alter it and make it say something else.
Said Finesse.
Stop.
The name of one of his songs on the album.
Stop.
I think I need to clarify something you said.
Stop.
Because you said I run to listen to Drake, which is absolutely true.
Okay.
Oh, you do.
But
I thought
no,
you was gonna say false.
time out. You see, you gotta let somebody finish what they're trying to say.
Go ahead.
I run to new music that every hip hop / rap artist puts out. I ran to the Wiz Khalifa album that dropped last Friday. I'm going to run to the Chance the Rapper album that is supposed to be coming out in the next month or so. I run to literally every hip hop / rap album that comes out to listen to it because I'm a huge fan of hip hop and rap. So, yes, I ran to the Drake album. Yes, Drake is one of my top 3 favorite rappers, hip hop singers, just artists in general in music right now.
Hip hop singers.
But Kendrick put something out, I run to it. J. Cole put something out, I run to it. I run to everything because I love rap and hip hop.
I understand, man. You say hip hop singers, man. That got me weak.
I mean, what is it? I mean, how would you say it?
I don't know, man.
That's a thing now, though.
He's an artist. I mean, he's very talented.
The hip hop singer is a Post Malone, a Tory Lanez, a Drake. That's a thing now.
Yeah, I mean,
as much as just a straight up rapper.
He's successful, man. Again, I need answers. I need answers, Drake. I need answers, man.
Fair enough.
But the sweatshirt is perfect for you being today. I will tell you that, man.
Hate on, brother. Hate on.
I'm not hating. I just said it's
You
perfect.
were 100% hating.
I said it was perfect for you today. Well,
no, not necessarily on me wearing the sweatshirt. Towards Drake.
If it makes you,
I got a pretty good reason to question Drake. I'm sorry.
And like I said, I'm with you there.
That's not hating.
but how does it make you feel, Ben, that this is how synonymous you are with Drake? Is that I saw that picture with Drake with the sweatshirt on, and you are the first thing I thought of. Oh man, Ben's gonna love this.
It doesn't bother me because Drake puts out some dadgum good music, and I'm a fan of dadgum good music.
Well, all right.
And it's not my problem if you're
To
not a
each
fan
his
of
own.
dadgum good music.
To each his own.
Okay. Well, Chris Brown makes good music too, so.
Yeah, if you're trying to get busy on a Friday night.
Yeah, man. If you're trying to dance, because Chris Brown is right up there with the best entertainers of all time.
Here's the difference. I'm sure we're moving on here in a second. But here's the difference between Chris Brown is the fact that he beat down a woman. Drake didn't go there.
Ben, you just said you just contradicted yourself. You just said you don't care because he makes dang good music.
No, I did not say I don't care.
That's why I brought
do
up Chris
care.
Brown, because you only referenced the music.
No,
I'm a good listener, Ben. You said you don't care.
But that's not true because I do care
Man,
that thing came out about Drake.
It's what you just said.
Well, then I misspoke because
Okay.
I just said
you misspoke
twice.
then.
I just said twice that I
missed-
agree, and I if I were you, I would have the same
I understand, but
pessimism
you
towards Drake as well.
What you just said, as long as he makes good music, and so that's why I brought up Chris Brown, because people can say the same thing. Doesn't matter personally what a person does, as long as they make good music.
No,
because that's what you just said.
Well, I misspoke because
Okay.
if Drake,
that's fine.
if
Let's
Drake
go to the phones.
but if Drake did what Chris Brown did, I wouldn't be listening to Drake.
Let's keep it moving.
Simple as that.
Let's keep it moving. Just go by what you said. Let's keep it moving. Let's go to Andy. Andy, good morning. Is Andy there? Andy, did you go to sleep? There he is. Andy, good morning. Andy. Andy.
Yeah, you there?
There we go.
We waiting on you, Andy.
All right.
Good morning.
I hear you now.
All right. We hear you now, too.
All right, buddy. What do you think about old Dan Mullen freaking talking about all his shoes and this and that? And I'm like, Jeremy Pruitt, he ain't worried about what we look like. He's ready to win ball games.
Well, let me be honest with you, Andy. Jeremy Pruitt hasn't won a game yet in Tennessee.
No.
There's one successful head coach in the equation. It's Dan Mullen. Let's just keep it real here.
He has won a lot.
Jeremy Pruitt is 0-0 as a head coach. They both have been successful as coordinators. They both have won championships as coordinators. Dan Mullen at Florida, Pruitt at Florida State and Alabama. Let's get that clear. But Pruitt has not done anything yet as a head coach. Now, the shoes were terrible in my opinion. Dan Mullen reminds me a lot of Butch Jones. He's an egomaniac. I think he's insecure, but he's a good football coach. He's a good football coach. Like, he really thinks people care that much about his shoes. I don't care. And if you're a recruit, you let a coach who has nice shoes or a nice car or a nice house impress you to want to go to their school, you are foolish. You ain't getting that.
I think Dan Mullen strikes me, from every, and obviously I cover Mississippi State, and so I'm a little bit more up close. He's like Butch Jones if Butch Jones could develop players.
Yeah.
If Butch Jones actually had coaching chops.
Insecure.
Yeah.
But hey, Dan Mullen is a good football coach. I will say that it looks like to be some Mississippi State players who are happy with their new coach. I saw a tweet where a Mississippi State player said that the new coach was better than the old coach. Well, that's weird because Dan Mullen led that program to a #1 ranking for a few weeks there, developed NFL players.
He's the best coach that school's ever had.
60-something and 40-something record.
Yeah. And
Moorhead is 0-0 as a head coach. You say what you want about Dan Mullen. I mean, he won at Mississippi State. But I saw the shoes. I thought the Jordans were ugly, to be honest. With that Gator logo on the side. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Tennessee fan, but the shoes were ugly. I mean, they really were.
They look like that heel should have been lightened up. I said they look like LA Gear. They look like LA Gear shoes that I had when I was a little kid.
Oh, yeah, they were terrible.
Amen.
Yeah, they were terrible. They were terrible. But Dan Mullen thinks that stuff matters. What he needs to do is go look at what Miami and Florida State's doing in recruiting and do what they're doing because they are spanking Dan Mullen's butt right now in the state of Florida. And this is great for everybody else in the SEC, especially in the East, because we know Florida is a hotbed for talent. It is it's the mecca of high school football. You can go there and rack up. But Miami's doing a really good job. Florida State's going to do a really good job with Willie Taggart, something we said on the show when Willie was hired and when we had conversations about Florida. Willie is going to rack up. He is too good of a recruiter. He's going to relate too well with the high school players and parents. He's going to recruit at a high level, and it's going to hurt Dan Mullen. This is good for Tennessee, but I guess Dan thinks the people care about his shoes. He did the same thing at Mississippi State, and he actually wore the Yeezys, which actually look kind of better than the ones he had on yesterday, if you ask me.
Anything else?
Well, another good thing I like, too, is they were talking about possibly Jarrett Guantano having the best arm in the SEC. That was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's about SEC Network. They said some good things about Tennessee, but we also have to understand we went 4-8 last year, 0-8 in the SEC. Are we surprised that the SEC analysts are going to rip on Tennessee a little bit? Are they supposed to pick Tennessee to win the East? I mean, people are up in arms about some of the criticism that has come Tennessee's way. Now, I do not agree with Aaron Murray. We will get to Aaron Murray soon. Greg McElroy said that Tennessee didn't have talent. Oh no, that was Aaron Murray. What Greg McElroy say? He said something that was very critical.
What I took note of yesterday was what he said about Florida, but that's a different thing.
That comes with the territory when you go 0-8, 4-8 in the SEC.
Yeah.
I mean, so there's no reason to be surprised. There's no reason to be upset. I embrace it. I love it. I want people to talk about Tennessee in a bad way based on what we did last year. Keep talking about last year. Last year. There's a new staff. The half of the team is new. Everything is new. But keep talking about what happened last year. I like it.
Here's what Aaron Murray said. Speaking of Jeremy Pruitt.
Well, I know what Aaron Murray said. I mean, and we'll get to that.
He said, I don't know if Pruitt's personality is fit to be a head coach. We'll discuss that.
Yeah, it was some pretty scathing comments from Aaron Murray. Now, Aaron Murray finished up the year before Pruitt got there at Georgia. Does not mean that Aaron Murray didn't know what was going on at Georgia, didn't talk to people. Pruitt didn't get along with everybody at Georgia. And if I'm Georgia, you might be giving Pruitt some credit, to be honest. Let's go back to the phones. Let's get to Cardwell. Cardwell, good morning.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Hey, good morning, man.
Good morning. Thank you. Thanks for taking my call. Was thinking about something. Football, I mean, it's not hard to look at a football headline and find something negative about something that a player's done, whether it be domestic violence or drugs or something like that. My question is like other sports, I'm sure that it's happening. I don't think I'm naive enough to think that it doesn't happen. But is it the lack of, like, the people reporting or covering, let's say, Tennessee, that doesn't get those stories out there about somebody on the track team or the swimming team or baseball team that, you know, that had an incident and it doesn't get exposed? Is it easy, or is it easier for the university to cover something like that up? Or, I mean, I know there's special circumstances like the Duke lacrosse incident, and then there was the case. I think it was the Oregon State player was. It was a big deal. He was a sex offender. So I'm just curious to, you know, why. I know it's, you know, football is so popular, but is it more of a, like, maybe some of these players have a sense of entitlement playing football versus somebody playing a sport like being a swimmer or something like that? I mean, why is it that football always gets all the negativity exposure, but other sports don't necessarily get that?
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair question, and it's the same reason why, you know, Charlie Ben could go get in trouble and it wouldn't be on the front page of the news. It's a football school.
Yeah, just not as high profile.
Yeah, and you know that when you sign up. I mean, you know that. We all knew that signing up here. Yeah, you're going to get the recognition. You're going to get the hype. You're going to be treated probably better in a lot of cases than everyone else on campus. You're going to be looked at as cooler. I mean, I was at Dead End Barbecue, me and Chris Lofton, and we had people walking up to me over Chris Lofton. And I was like, y'all need to know who that dude is. That dude accomplished more at Tennessee than I did. But it's a football school. And Chris was so, like, he wasn't embarrassed, but he was like, thanks a lot, Swain. Thanks for putting all the attention on me. Because, I mean, he's a professional athlete. He's the one that's going to have his jersey retired. But this is Tennessee. Football is king. But you know that going into it if you're a football player. So I'm not going to sit here and act like it's unfair. No, it's more than fair. You know, it comes with the territory. You're going to get perks that other folks don't get, other students don't get. But what comes with that is if you mess up, it's going to be on the front page of the news. I mean, Jimmy Himes reported on Ryan Thaxton. I didn't know who the dude was, to be honest. But because he played football is why it was brought up. It's why if you go and search, you know, Tennessee, that Thaxton being arrested is going to be one of the top headlines. The kid has not played a down. But because he plays for Tennessee on the football team, it's front page news. It's the way it is, man. Just the way it is.
Yeah. I just don't, I mean, I get it happens. I just don't like that, you know, it gives football just a bad rap because you don't necessarily see these headlines with other sports. I mean, not that it don't occur or not that they don't get the headlines, but certainly in football, if somebody does something, it's going to be in the headlines.
Well, I mean, you just can't let one incident paint a broad picture of the entire football program. I mean, we got a lot of guys academically who are doing good things. We've had no arrests since Pruitt has been here. Here we are at the end of July almost, and Pruitt's been the coach for 7 months, and you've only had one arrest. So, you know, you are responsible for over 100 kids in your program. And so football it's going to have more players getting in trouble because you have more players. I mean, you look at women's basketball, you look at men's basketball, and they only have 10, 15 people, on a roster playing. And so the numbers are just against you when you have a football program. You're going to have more people get in trouble. It's just the way it is. But you just can't let that one incident paint a broad stroke that the Tennessee football program gets in trouble. No, it's just one. That's just one person. That's just one guy, one bad apple who made a mistake by putting himself in that position. And I don't want to call him a bad apple because let's wait and see what happens. So, yeah, one player who put himself in a bad situation and got arrested. He still could be innocent, but he's definitely guilty of putting himself in a bad position. He may still be innocent about what actually happened. But that's one guy out of 110, 120 if you count the walk-ons.
Yeah, I wasn't, just to clarify, I wasn't trying to say that, football at Tennessee was that way. I was just saying football in general.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm just using Tennessee as an example. That just football, it's just the way it is because it's so popular. Yeah. So, yeah, if someone in the NFL gets arrested, it's going to be front-page news rather than someone who maybe is a swimmer somewhere. If he gets arrested, it's not going to be front-page news. I mean, that's just the way it is because the game of football is a game that we love and we follow and it's popular. So, that's just, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and say it's unfair. You kind of know that going into it, and you should behave.
All right, thanks for taking my call.
Hey, thank you, Cardwell. I mean, you know it going in is my answer there. We'll take our first break of the day, and then we'll come back and touch on Aaron Murray's comments. I sense a little bit of I sense some sauciness from Aaron Murray. I sense
just a little bit.
I mean, I don't want to accuse Aaron Murray of getting into his feelings about anything other than just football. I'm not that person that if I disagree with you, I got to go to the extreme. Like, oh, man, you're biased or you hate Tennessee. I don't like doing that. But, man, these comments, they sound personal. They really do. So we'll talk about what Aaron Murray had to say, former quarterback at Georgia. He was a great quarterback at Georgia. Played his butt off there. He was unbelievable. Hate that he didn't have a more successful career in the NFL. But my goodness, he ripped Jeremy Pruitt. I mean, this is no other way around it. We'll discuss it coming up next.
Hour 1 of the Swain event is driven by Toyota Knoxville. Stop by Toyota Knoxville to see their great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. They are conveniently located off the Lovell Road exit at 10415 Parkside Drive, right here in Knoxville.
It's Christmas in July at Better Mattress. Better Mattress has teamed up with Home Depot, and with select purchases, you can get a free Weber grill or choose a free adjustable base or a free headboard footboard while supplies last. Better Mattress has brands you know like Tempur-Pedic and Sealy, plus the brand I love, the Better Mattress brand, handcrafted in East Tennessee. Go to Better Mattress and get a free adjustable base, free headboard footboard, or free Weber grill while supplies last. 6 area locations, bedrmattress.com.
At some point in your life, you're going to need an attorney. You need a guy like Jared Castile with the law firm of Butler, Vines, and Babb. Jared Castile is East Tennessee born, and he understands what giving his all truly means. To Jared, every case is big and every client is important. He will aggressively push your case to make sure you are quickly paid every dollar that you deserve. Give Jared Castile a call, 865-244-3933, and talk with him directly. His office is located at 2701 Kingston Pike. So if you've been injured in a car wreck, let Jared Castile and Butler, Vines, and Babb fight for you.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue has a new slew of daily specials. Enjoy a different special meal every day, like the Chipotle chicken salad, the chicken tender sandwich, or the kitchen sink burrito filled with brisket, pulled pork, and chicken, not to mention queso, jalapenos, and more. It's called the kitchen sink for a reason. Dead End isn't stopping at your plate, though. Be sure to check out their new summer drink offerings, including the Big Orange Crush, My Clementine, or the Tequila Squirt. There is always something new at Dead End Barbecue. Located off of Sutherland Avenue, Dead End Barbecue. The summer flavor search is over.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible. But remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
You're listening to the Swain Event.
And you know this, man.
See, we entered today thinking that Jeremy Pruitt was going to slide in, not be asked any tough questions because you didn't really you didn't bring Trey Smith. You brought three guys that's going to represent Tennessee, do a fantastic job. You thought you were going to get in and get out. No tough questions. Nothing that you haven't been asked already. Until Aaron Murray dropped this bomb on Pruitt yesterday.
And until Ron Thaxton decided to do what he did.
Yeah.
Whether he's a relevant football player or not, he's still going to be asked about it.
He's going to be asked about it. I think Pruitt can nip that question in the bud with one answer, and that is, hey, he's suspended. We don't comment on suspended players. He can say that. But my goodness, Aaron Murray, again, graduated from Georgia the year before Jeremy Pruitt was there or arrived at Georgia. Charlie, you have the comments in front of you.
I got them in full.
Oh, boy.
So it's kind of in two parts. He first gives his opinion, and then he talks about how he perceived Jeremy Pruitt treating Mark Richt at Georgia. He said thus, quote, "I don't know if his personality is fit to be a head coach. As a head coach, there's so many things that go into it. It's not just going out there and coaching. You have to deal with front office. You got to talk with the president of the university, the boosters. You have to deal with the offense, defense. It's not just going in there and dealing with kids and scheming up. There's a lot that goes into it. I don't think he's the right guy to kind of be the CEO of a corporation. He's really good at managing just the defense and being a defensive coordinator. He needs to prove to me that he can handle the whole ship. For right now, I don't think he can. We'll see what happens this year. I don't think it helps that he doesn't have a lot of talent at Tennessee." And then here's his comments about how he treated Mark Richt. Quote, "When he was at Georgia, the way Pruitt acted, the way he treated Coach Richt, I thought was poor. He wasn't as respectful as I thought a defensive coordinator should be to a coach. That's my thing with authority when he's dealing with the athletic director, when he's dealing with the president, when he's dealing with a booster who's given millions of dollars. You can't go tell those people to screw off. You have to take the meeting. You have to sit with them. Yeah, I know you want to be game planning, getting ready for the game, but you're a head coach now. You have to do these other things."
Man, oh man, oh man. So, let's dive in. Is Aaron Murray right about the responsibilities of a head coach? Absolutely.
It's a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. He is right about that. You are in a fishbowl. Everyone wants to see you. Everything that you say, people care about. You're going to be asked to go speak at places. You're going to have to do that a lot here in Tennessee. That comes with the job. Yeah, Aaron Murray's right there. Here's where Aaron Murray is wrong. And Aaron probably doesn't realize this so much because Mark Richt is a great human being. He's amazing. He's awesome. And I'm pretty sure the quarterbacks at Georgia have a really tight relationship with Mark Richt because he was a former quarterback. He's an offensive guy. And so you can gravitate towards your head coach when he had that type of background, just like a Mike Gundy or Cliff Kingsbury. If you're the quarterback, you're probably going to have a good relationship with the head coach who's been a quarterback himself. But Mark Richt is a great man. But the truth is, Jeremy Pruitt is a winner. He's a winner. And you look at Rush Probst, you look at Jeremy Pruitt, they are alike in a lot of ways. They're about winning. They don't care about your feelings. And they'll be honest with you. Georgia needs to be giving some credit to Jeremy Pruitt. Because when Jeremy Pruitt got to Georgia, he was like, what are y'all doing? Look at all these resources. Look at all this talent. What are y'all doing? Pruitt made some moves that helped Georgia get that indoor facility. He's like, how do y'all expect to compete and dominate? Y'all don't have an indoor facility. So they got moving. Georgia's mentality was one that was, I won't say a losing mentality, but it sure wasn't a championship mentality. And Pruitt did butt heads with Mark Richt. Pruitt did get into some very heated altercations, verbal altercations with Georgia folks. That is true. But look at what Georgia's doing now. And look what changed. They got rid of Mark Richt. They bring in a dude like Kirby Smart, who Kirby Smart himself said yesterday that they remind a lot of each other. Will Pruitt be a good coach? I don't know if he's going to be a good head coach or not. But Aaron Murray, I'm sorry, man. Pruitt was right in maybe not the delivery, maybe the disrespect factor, because you don't ever want to disrespect the head coach in front of other people. You don't want to do that. But button heads with Mark Richt because Georgia got complacent. That's that. I don't have a problem with that. Pruitt's button heads with folks now at Tennessee because of complacency. We've had team physicians for years and years and years, and we have led the country in injuries and missed starts. See, sometimes you get set in your ways because you've done things for a very, very long time. It doesn't matter if they're right or wrong, but you get set in your ways, and it takes someone like a Jeremy Pruitt who's wanted other places to come in and go, no, man, I don't know what y'all doing, but this is not championship level. And then you get a little uncomfortable, and then you get a little offended because here's someone from the outside coming in, and he's not being nice about it. Do you want to win or do you not want to win? Do you want to win or not? And I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure Aaron Murray was at the championship game last year, was yucking it up with his friends and having a good time with some of his old teammates. Well, who you think got the ball rolling on that? Got the ball rolling on Georgia, understanding that, man, y'all are wasting resources. I got to give Pruitt a lot of credit there. And I heard someone else give Pruitt credit on, I think it was Greg McElroy. Changing the mentality of Georgia, them going out, getting Kirby Smart, and then doing the things they need to do in recruiting and other things to make sure that Georgia was putting in a position to win at a high level. They adopted a lot of things that Nick Saban was doing in Alabama and Georgia, and it's paying off. But the comments sound personal, man.
Sounds bitter.
It sounds bitter for sure.
I personally do not find them as bad as many people find them. I do believe that it's too soon to tell whether he's a good personality or if he has a good personality to be a head coach or not. But I think it is fair to kind of question, can he manage all the signing babies and stuff?
That's
because
fair.
that's far more than just coaching football on Saturdays and prepping through the week and prepping and game planning and scheming during the summer. I mean, all these different interviews around Knoxville that Coach Pruitt has to go to on game week and press conference on Monday. That's so much that he's not used to. So I do think it is fair with his personality, and we know that Coach Pruitt hates doing that kind of stuff, hates signing babies, hates signing hates doing press conferences and interviews, I think it's fair to wonder how his interactions will be in that sense.
I see that as a learning process, though. Murray's talking like it's something that's going to completely derail him as a coach, and I just don't see it as that big of a factor.
It can if you ruin the relationships with the boosters, anybody in the front office to kind of speak. The athletic. If you ruin those relationships,
you have to be careful.
It could affect you on Saturdays.
Certainly.
Remember, Pruitt did call out the fans.
Yeah.
That's what Aaron Murray's talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, Pruitt did do that. Now, I didn't have a problem with it. I actually liked it. But that is what Aaron Murray is talking about. That situation right there, doing that to boosters, doing that to other folks in the organization, kind of the same way he did at Georgia when he got into it with some of the people there at Georgia. That's a fair criticism. I mean, it really is. It's a fair criticism based on what Aaron Murray knows what happened at Georgia, but it sounds like he can say a whole lot more about Jeremy Pruitt. It sounds personal. Whether it's right or wrong or fair or unfair, it just sounds personal. I'm not going to sit here and say that Aaron Murray is wrong and get all emotional just because Pruitt is our head coach. I think he brings up some really good points, honestly. But you need to also realize that Pruitt deserves credit. Pruitt woke those people up at Georgia. He woke them up. He woke them up. Wait a minute. Maybe what we're doing, it's good, but it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Yeah, kicking a field goal is good, but scoring touchdowns is better.
And still in that season with Aaron Murray, of course, Aaron Murray wasn't there. You already pointed that out. Georgia still had the 17th best defense in America, so maybe he did butt heads with Mark Richt, but he was still a good coach.
Well, he improved the numbers, no doubt about it, the defense. But that's not the reason why they butted heads. They butted heads because the culture was complacent. They didn't have a championship culture. And Jeremy Pruitt went in and was like, man, this no wonder y'all haven't been able to meet expectations. Look at this.
Yeah.
And he started challenging Mark Richt. Jeremy Pruitt got a raise after his first year.
And I think that's why you see everyone at Alabama just glowing about Pruitt, is because they have that cutthroat, win at all costs kind of drive that it seems like Jeremy Pruitt has, and when do everything that you need to do and cut out everything else kind of mentality that it seems like Jeremy Pruitt has. Like, I don't need to be talking to people. I need to be doing things that are going to help me win football games, that kind of mentality. And it seems like Nick Saban really has that. Pruitt has that. And so it makes sense that match worked and people aren't saying the same stuff at Alabama.
Well, you mean doing it as a head coach, doing it as a coordinator, two different things. Pruitt is
true. That's absolutely
he
true.
He is going to have to adjust his style there with dealing with people outside of the football lines. He can't assume that he's going to have the same freedom as Nick Saban because he hasn't won like Nick Saban. You know, Derek Dooley tried to do things like Nick Saban. Butch Jones tried to do things like Nick Saban. You ain't Nick Saban. Do what Nick Saban does, win some championships, and then you can expect things to be for you like they were for Nick Saban. And that is something that Pruitt is going to have to deal with. That is fair. I mean, that's 100% fair. All right, we'll go to the phones after this break. Swain Event, be right back.
Hour 1 of the Swain Event is driven by Toyota Knoxville. Stop by Toyota Knoxville to see their great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. They are conveniently located off the Lovell Road exit at 10415 Parkside Drive, right here in Knoxville.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as technology and spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
Goes your car insurance.
Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. Gentlemen, when it comes to health and quality of life, there are numbers every man needs to know, including our testosterone number. I recommend going to Low T Center. They make it quick and easy to get your levels checked, and is covered by most health insurance. Low T levels can make you feel tired and grumpy. It can raise your cholesterol, cause weight gain, and loss of muscle mass. Low T Center's physicians specialize in treating low T in men. Listen to me here. They know men's health and are reinventing men's health care. Call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com.
Craving homemade flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at the grocery store with flavors of home in every bite. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gold gluten-free select cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy the sweet taste of a home-cooked meal in every container. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's.
Small town, like a small town when I'm with you.
I'm Vince Moore, wide receiver, VFL 1991, and you're listening to the Swain event.
Let's get to the phones, and let's bring in Spencer from Memphis. Spencer, good morning.
Good morning, guys. A few things. We're talking about Aaron Murray's comments. I don't know who she is, honestly. Aaron Murray can say whatever she wants to, and that's fine. A few things that, I'm just excited that I'm not worried about getting embarrassed today. I'm not worried about somebody saying anything stupid. I can watch this in peace. I'm not going to be upset. So I'm happy about that. There's no five-star hearts and champions life or anything. I'm not going to hear a statistic like 27% of our players have never used Gold Bond before. I'm not going to hear anything like that. It's going to be great. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that's great.
Also, the other thing is, Jeremy Pruitt, he said a few things in his kind of introductory press conference that were very similar to Nick Saban. We all got to be on the same page. Everything from the media to the fans to the trainers, etc. We're all got to be pulling in the same direction. We all got to be in the same boat. And, I'm not saying Pruitt's going to be Nick Saban. I mean, I would love it, but, Nick Saban's a once-in-a-generation coach. And who knows if Pruitt will be any good or not. But what I will say is this, he sounds really similar to pretty much all of the other championship mentality coaches out there. And the only coaches in college football that are different from that are the ones who are mediocre or horrible.
Mm-hmm.
All the great coaches sound the same. So Aaron Murray can get upset because he stepped on Mark Richt's toes and got him upset. But guess what? Mark Richt seems to have a little bit more of an edge to him now that he's at Miami.
Exactly. And Georgia's winning after firing him.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
so, you know, and I remember Rush Pro. It was actually incredible. The guy was like a prophet. He was on. They interviewed him for something, and this was right when Mark Richt was getting fired, before they had announced Kirby and done all that. And he was saying, like, here's who needs to stay from the defensive staff. He should keep Pruitt, but he won't keep Pruitt if Pruitt goes to Alabama. And then in that case, it'll probably be Mel Tucker, but he needs to keep Kevin Shearer and Tracy Rocker. And, you know, he just knew all this stuff. And you know, and he basically told it exactly how it played out. And if you watch Rush Probst, I mean, he's a legendary high school football coach.
Legend.
He coaches the same way Pruitt does. Okay? You know, you look at Kirby Smart. He coaches at least, you know, as Pruitt did as a defensive coordinator.
Yep.
He coaches the same way he does. Nick Saban, he you know, I don't understand. I mean, you know, I don't care what Erin Murray says. She can believe whatever she wants to, and I don't care. And you know what? I kind of like it because, you know what? Fine then. Let's play ball. Let's line up and let's find out. Because, you know, I like this. I like not getting along with everybody. I like a little bit of saltiness. That means that we're doing something right, and I'll ride or die with that. I'm fine with it.
Yeah. I mean,
Me too.
If I put – thanks for the phone call, Spencer. If I put, you know, let's say we had – let's use Jancic and Butch Jones as an example. If Jancic was popping off at the mouth at Butch and they were going back and forth and it really got heated, most of us would pick Butch Jones' side because he's a head coach. I mean, that happened many a times when Butch Jones was picked over the other side just because he was a head coach, just because of his title. That's pretty natural to do if you're on the outside looking in. But Aaron Murray's on the inside looking in. He's on the inside. He knows what's going on. And you got to understand that place was sleepwalking towards the end of Mark Richt's tenure. Sleepwalking with all that NFL talent. Kirby Smart, in his second year, give him a lot of credit, but that talent was on that football team. In his second year, was one play away from winning a national championship and taking down a dynasty in the championship game. That's because Mark Richt had a lot of talent, which really makes Pruitt look like he was right getting after those guys at Georgia because they were mishandling their resources. Because it's true, they were. And I love Mark Richt. I really do. Took an official visit. He was the only official visit that welcomed everyone to his house. So we were with his family, his kids. I mean, I love me some Mark Richt. I really do. But he had to go if you want to win.
And there are just a lot of assumptions in what Aaron Murray is saying. I was sort of saying this during the break. Like, he says you can't tell the athletic director, the president, and big boosters to screw off.
He must have did that at Georgia.
Are you telling me that, like, did he do that at Georgia? Did he go to a?
He must did something at Georgia.
I mean that's and maybe there are things on Pruitt that we don't know, but I mean to a certain extent, confrontation is just fine with me. I think you need a coach that's going to be headstrong. That's not just going to bow down to folks and have outside influences. Have a big say in everything that they do. That's dumb. Butch Jones constantly thought about what other people thought about his program, and it ruined him. I mean, to a certain extent, obviously, if it gets in the way of Tennessee winning football games, I don't want any kind of confrontation to happen. But to a certain extent, I mean, I think that's good.
We need that here.
Yeah.
Like, for this program, we need brutal honesty, and we need a coach that says, okay, yeah, this place is special, but we have a unrealistic reality sometimes as fans. We think that we are Tennessee of the late 90s, 2000s, and we're not. And I have to check myself sometimes. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, man. Because I think of Tennessee from, what made me love Tennessee, not where it is right now. And sometimes we forget of where we are right now as opposed to where you were when you were the most proud as a Tennessee fan. And we're not there yet. So you need Pruitt to come in and go, okay, yes, You have a big stadium, blah, 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 blah. You have this tradition, blah, 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 blah. You have this stuff. But you're not doing it right now. And sometimes it takes someone on the outside to let you know. Like, if you walk around and you didn't take a shower, you don't smell yourself. But let someone else smell you. They're going to let you know, ooh, man, dude, you stink. You didn't know this, but you stink. And sometimes it takes someone else to tell you the truth. And it may not be what you want to hear. It may offend you a little bit, but you need the truth. I think Pruitt is exactly what Tennessee needs, because just with the medical staff stuff, with some of the things in recruiting that we've been doing that has been wrong, with the wait staff, what we were doing there. I mean, you need someone to come in and shake it all up. That's not to say that Pruitt's going to be successful, but it needed to happen regardless of who's going to be the coach. Changes need to be made. So
I think this entire offseason at Tennessee has been that sort of purification process of, like, we're not going to dance around what this is anymore. We're actually going to call it what it is. Like with the fans, with the whole Greg Schiano thing, where fans finally said, all right, we've been placating you all this time and deferring to you and your decisions, even though we've been questioning them, they haven't been good. We've been giving you're the boss. But no more. We're not doing that anymore because your decisions are stupid, and you need to know that. And we're going to tell you about it. We're going to go out on campus, and we're going to protest, and we're going to show you that you're a dummy. And it started there. And I think, obviously, it happened with the basketball program. Rick Barnes is brutally honest, almost to a fault. And hopefully Jeremy Pruitt will be the same with his football program. Seems like he is. And so I love that this change is happening at Tennessee, because exactly what you're touching on. It needed to happen. It needed to happen. You need to be honest with yourself, because you can actually have true self-reflection that way and grow.
Yeah, I don't know if Rick Barnes' honesty has led to any negative. It's really been all positive. So
that's true. That's true.
We'll see what happens there. But I mean, give me a coach that's honest. All right, let's go back to the phones. Let's bring in Neela Mafia. Neela Mafia, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
I'm calling from the Swain Event Satellite Office in McNairy County, Tennessee, and in my hand I have a copy of today's Top 10 list.
All right.
Today's Top 10 list is Top 10 Reasons Ball Fans Don't Need to Study No Damn Drake.
Okay.
Hit us.
Number 10, Drake was pro Schiano.
Okay.
Fair.
All right.
Number 9, Drake goes riding for females with Dan Walker.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Number 8, speaking of females, he gave one the herps.
Okay.
And a child.
Number 7, Pusha T and Power T sound way too close for that to be a coincidence.
Good point. Good point there. Good point.
Number 6, the last time finesse was actually tried here, it was by Larry Scott's stupid offense.
That is 100% accurate.
Excellent observation.
Yes.
Number 5, Barb's Chip Dip still beats Deadbeat Dad Drake.
Oh, man.
No.
Oh, man. In fairness, he is paying child support is what he said. But, okay, don't let me mess up the list with my facts. Go ahead.
Number 4, 2 words, the herpes.
Oh,
Number 3, if Chris Brown can take a woman from you, then you ain't ish.
Oh, man.
Number 2, Drake's personal trainer is Jamie Allwright. And the number 1 reason that Vols fans should not be studying no Drake is because Drake's real last name is Haslam. And there we go, Swain.
I think Jay Leno needs to call you.
David Letterman. David Letterman was the top 10 guy.
Well, it was okay. Yeah, David Letterman.
Yeah.
Sorry, David Letterman. I think David Letterman needs to call you. Does he have a special now
on Netflix?
Yeah, he's a Netflix guy.
Yeah, he needs to call you and bring you on board. David Letterman. That's right.
That was great. That was good stuff.
Oh man, that was awesome, man.
Awesome.
You okay, Ben?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, man. I was afraid you was gonna hang up on him.
Nah.
Oh boy. Wow.
That's very funny.
Drake's personal trainer.
Is Jamie? That was a curveball. Yeah.
That was excellent. That was excellent. Jamie Nartwright is the trainer that Peyton Manning allegedly mooned back in the day. And she still has it out for Peyton.
Yeah, she's gone far, far off the deep end.
In which way?
She is not, I'm telling you, she's not going out quietly. She will return. She deleted her Facebook account during that time when she was giving information to Sean King. But her Facebook page is reinstated, and she's still dropping little nuggets on there, dropping some hate over Peyton Manning on her Facebook page. She has it out for Peyton. And I don't know why. I don't know what happened. But, yeah, that is Jamie Nartwright. That's who Nealon Mafia was referring to. Drake's personal trainer. And then Finesse referring to Larry Scott's offense against Florida. Oh, my gosh. Fourth down on the 1 yard line. Wasn't fourth down, but only on the goal line. Shotgun pass. Oh, Nealon Mafia, man. Great phone call. 865-200-5503. B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Touchdown turnover coming up next.
Have cracks in your foundation, a wet basement, or a nasty, leaky crawl space? Our listeners have heard about them on the Swain event for over a year, and now it's time to make the call. Give B-Dry Waterproofing and Foundation Repair the opportunity to fix your home's problem. Since 1958, that's right, nearly 60 years, B-Dry has been solving basement, crawl space, and foundation problems throughout the country. B-Dry only uses high-quality materials from reputable manufacturers. They back their installations with some of the best warranties in the industry to provide homeowners with added peace of mind. They are truly an A-plus company. Whenever you start experiencing a wet basement, leaky crawl space, or a cracked foundation, remember these 3 words: better call B-Dry. Reach out to B-Dry today at 865-662-5238 to schedule your free appointment. That's 865-662-5238. Remember, better call B-Dry. Today looks to be mostly sunny with a high near 88 and a low around 66. There is a 10% chance of showers tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 88 and a low around 70. Friday, the chance of rain increases to 30%, partly sunny with a high in the upper 80s. Weather on the Swain event is brought to you by B-Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, B-Dry can help. BDry.com.
Touchdown or turnover is up next on the Swain event.
It's Christmas in July at Better Mattress. Better Mattress has teamed up with Home Depot, and with select purchases, you can get a free Weber grill or choose a free adjustable base or a free headboard footboard while supplies last. Better Mattress has brands you know like Tempur-Pedic and Sealy, plus the brand I love, the Better Mattress brand, handcrafted in East Tennessee. Go to Better Mattress and get a free adjustable base, free headboard footboard, or free Weber grill while supplies last. 6 area locations, bedrmattress.com.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
Goes your car insurance. Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage. It's not available in all states.
All right, team, listen up. It's tailgating time again in Tennessee. But most importantly, team, you're going to need to refi that tailgate and the truck it's attached to with a refinanced auto loan with Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union with their Got That promotion. They'll give you up to $500 for your debt. Are you serious, Coach? That's right, Johnny. Alcoa 10 will pay you up to $500 for your debt. Now, let's get out there and spread the word. Say it with me. Alcoa 10, Alcoa 10, Alcoa 10.
ATFCU is an equal housing lender.
Touchdown or turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Touchdown turnover backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. Better rates and better service. ATFCU.com is the website. 865-250-5503 is the telephone number to the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Ben McKee, Charlie Bird, Jason Swain here. Tennessee's day is today. SEC Media Day. Jeremy Pruitt scheduled to speak at 10:20. So it looks like he'll be starting things off, well, after Joe Moorhead. Moorhead is at 9 o'clock. Pruitt is at 10:20 there on the SEC Network. So this is Pruitt's day. Touchdown turnover. Touchdown turnover. Jeremy Pruitt will be asked about Aaron Murray's comments.
Touchdown. And if he's not asked about Aaron Murray's comments, then all the journalists down there aren't doing their job. I mean, that's kind of the biggest story surrounding Jeremy Pruitt right now. His opinion on, well, I don't know even necessarily his opinion needs to be heard on it. He should be offered a chance to not necessarily explain himself, but give a rebuttal, I guess.
Yeah.
Stick up for himself.
Yeah.
So I say touchdown. He'll be asked about it. There are too many good journalists down there, and I highly doubt that he won't receive at least one question about it.
I'll say touchdown, even if it's not completely direct, as in Aaron Murray said this, coach. What do you have to say? It might be something like, there's been criticism from some that say, you know, you're such and such. I think he feels a question on the topics that Murray brought up, if nothing else. And it may be directly about Murray's comments. We'll see. So, yeah, it's touchdown for me, and they should be asked. That absolutely should be asked, and really, it hasn't been asked at any, at least that I can remember, at any Tennessee media meetings yet. So, yeah, I think that's a very fair question. It should be asked, and I hope somebody steps up to the plate and does it.
I want to know if the same guy who asked Kirby Smart about Jacob Eason is going to ask Jeremy Pruitt about Aaron Murray, and I wonder if the question will go something like, "Hey, Coach, did you hear what Matthew Stafford said about you? You have anything to say about what Matthew Stafford said about you, or David Green? What's your rebuttal?" I can see that same person messing up that question, but I hope it's that same person who asked Jeremy Pruitt. I think Pruitt will be asked this question. So I'll say touchdown. My only question is, how is Pruitt going to respond? Because I remember when Pruitt was asked a question about recruiting on the Big Orange Caravan about, "Hey man, what are you telling these recruits?" And Pruitt's like,
he wasn't having it.
"I'm not going to tell you."
Yeah.
I mean, it was just really dry. It was a direct answer. It was not fun and games. It was, why would I tell you what we're telling recruits? Then everybody else would know. And that was the end of the answer. So how is Pruitt going to respond when he is asked that? See, Nick Saban does a really good job of making examples out of people who ask questions that he don't like. Like, Nick Saban sets the tone. So the first question may be a little bit out of line, out of bounds, maybe tough for Nick Saban, maybe fair, but Nick Saban doesn't like it, and he will go the extra mile in trying to embarrass the reporter, going on a rant. That way, it scares the rest of the media members for that session. Does Jeremy Pruitt do that today? I want to know. If I'm Pruitt, do I take the high road and just say Aaron Murray was a good player, he's entitled to his opinion, or do I take a little jab back?
I hope he takes a jab back.
I would take a jab back.
Yeah. I would advise taking a jab back would be much better than doing something like treating it like it's a stupid question and lashing at the media member. Because I think until you're winning, that's not a great look. That gets old really, really fast because people are kind of have like a, why you have a sense of entitlement right now? You ain't done anything sort of deal. If you're lashing out at media before you win anything. But
I would say, though, he has done a lot. It's just he hasn't done anything as a head coach.
Yeah, not at Tennessee yet. He has a good resume, sure, but you're not Nick Saban. That you can absolutely do that, but give it a couple years, win 9-10 games, and then you can do that.
I mean,
but
I don't have a problem with him jabbing back because
I hope he does.
Aaron Murray's sabotaged his name in a way, slandered his name. So
don't let Aaron Murray do that.
If not because he's Aaron Murray, former Georgia quarterback, but if anybody slanders his name, he should jab back.
I think you could really lay it out both ways. Start out with Aaron Murray's a great player who's entitled to his own opinion, and
I like that.
Defend yourself. That to me, that's a fine response. Although, if you're Jeremy Pruitt, do you just completely avoid it so that does he want to lay as low as possible? That's the question that I kind of want to know. Is that going to be his goal today to just basically – because you're going to make headlines if you take a jab at Aaron Murray.
I don't think
100% you're going to make headlines. And so does he want to lay out of that?
I don't think he'll consciously lay low because, as we know, Jeremy Pruitt just kind of says what he wants when he wants and doesn't care what anybody thinks about what he says. So I don't think he goes in with the intent that, okay, I'm just going to kind of say ho-hum things and stay out of the news. I think he's just going to say whatever is on his mind, and if that makes the news, it makes the news. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And then he's going to get back to Knoxville and get back to recruiting and get back to game planning for West Virginia.
No, he's going to get back in the jet, in the private plane, and get back to recruiting.
Yes.
On his way back to Knoxville. That's exactly what he's going to do for sure. Remember when Steve Spurrier jabbed at Tennessee for doing backflips and cartwheels, winning 6 games, and then winning the bowl game there in 2014?
And it was on a tee for Butch Jones to come back at him, and he swung and whiffed.
It was on a tee, man. Butch Jones had a prepared statement. He had a prepared statement that fell on his face. The 2015 SEC Media Days, Butch Jones was asked about Steve Spurrier's comments. Steve Spurrier said, over there in Knoxville, they're doing backflips and cartwheels, winning 7 games. And it hurt so bad because Spurrier was right. Like, he was right. Why are we doing backflips and cartwheels over winning the Tax Slayer Bowl? He was right. And Butch Jones had a chance to ether Spurrier. You beat him.
You never lost to Spurrier. It's the one crazy thing about Butch Jones' tenure. He never lost to Steve Spurrier.
You beat him. You beat him. You beat him. This dude had a prepared statement, and it was butt, booty, terrible. It was terrible.
Oh, I remember that.
So I need Pruitt. If he's going to bring that fire back to Aaron Murray, bring it. I think he's going to say something, to be honest. If he's asked about it, I think he's going to bring a little fire. Because Pruitt called out his own fans. It was a raw emotion. It was what he felt at the time. he wasn't necessarily wrong in what he said. I actually like what he said. I understand why, as a fan, if you felt a certain type of way about it, if you didn't like the comments, I understand that part too. But Pruitt called out his own fans. What do you think he's going to do to Aaron Murray?
Revisiting the Butch Jones, Steve Spurrier back and forth, if that's what you want to call it.
It was a fourth.
Butch Jones' comeback was, contrary to reports, there were no backflips and there were no somersaults. In the world of college football, you're judged on wins and losses, but you're also judged by did your team overachieve or did your team underachieve?
That was so weak, man.
And I want to, if I remember correctly, didn't he stutter when he started to say it?
Yeah, he pulled out this paper.
He got nervous.
It read off a
He pulled glasses out of his pocket, reader glasses, and he took out a piece of paper and he said, contrary
what?
to reports.
What? Now, Rodney would know all about this. Rodney's on the B-Dry Waterproof Hotline. When you are hey, man, when you are in a joke battle, you got to be prepared. You got to be prepared, man. You can't be having a prepared statement. Rodney, good morning. Hey, hold on, Rodney. Ben, you got to read that again, man.
Contrary to reports, there were no backflips and there were no somersaults.
Wow. Man, that right there threw me all off, man. Good morning.
Good morning, Rodney.
Man. Okay, let me get back. There's one thing we know about Coach Pruitt is what? He's from Rainsville, Georgia.
Right? Yeah, Alabama.
Alabama.
Yeah.
Alabama.
Same difference.
And he's country.
Yes.
Country don't have no backup.
That's right.
Country don't have no backup. I don't know anybody that's country that if you push them, they ain't going to push you back.
That's right.
So, Aaron Murray pushed him. I can't wait. That's my coach, man.
I can't wait.
That's my coach. Cornbread gonna bite back today. I bet you.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
I can't wait. See, Twitter is gonna be must-see TV.
I'm looking.
Even if I got a customer, I'm gonna tell, hey, hold up, man. I've been waiting for this for 120 days. We need. This is important right here.
Yes. If he's gonna call out his own fans, imagine what he's gonna do today if he's asked a silly question by one of these reporters.
And that twang.
Oh yeah.
What is
twang.
that?
What? Who is that?
Finesse. What is that?
Aaron Murray. You talking about the guy who couldn't win a championship?
Now Walmart. I know all about Walmart.
I mean, I played with quarterbacks who won championships. Aaron Murray couldn't do that.
Right.
I mean, if anything, Georgia should be happy that I came there and changed the culture.
Well,
if you ask me,
Aaron Murray's no A.J. McCarron, but
exactly.
We may have our country version first.
Our country version of who?
Steve Spurrier.
Yes. Yep. I hope so.
This right here is going to tell us which way our program's going to go.
I can't wait, man. I'm telling you.
If he don't bite back, man, we in trouble.
And he's going to bite back. He might not bite back verbally and publicly, but he's going to take it and go, okay, all right, well, I remember that. I will remember that.
He'll put that feather in his hat. You can believe that.
Yep.
He ain't going to forget.
So,
I'm going to shut up and stop laughing and keep my hands off this phone and enjoy it.
All right, Rodney, thanks for the phone call, man.
All right, no problem.
Now, contrary to belief, prepared statement, boy.
Contrary to reports.
I would never, ever forget that. Ever. Because I was hyped. The same way we're hyped right now and looking forward to Pruitt bouncing, popping back off at the mouth against Aaron Murray. We were the same way, waiting for Butch Jones to reply to Steve Spurrier. Like, oh, man, Steve Spurrier threw some shade at Butch. I just know he's going to come out and say something.
He had a day in between, too.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't something that Steve Spurrier said it, and then Butch Jones had like 30 minutes before he went up there. He had an entire day before he was going up to the podium.
I mean, but that was Butch, though. Like, he when when Ethan Wolf got called soft, he had a chance to that ball was up there on a tee for him to just
unless you
and
unless he set the ball on the tee.
That's true. I mean, maybe that is what happened.
Remember who reported it, and remember who was butt buddies with Butch.
But
speaking of which, I saw him on my TV yesterday asking a question. I said, "Off, turn off."
Not on my TV.
My TV needs to brand new TV. This screen, this volume, this noise is not breaking the day.
I have no comment there, guys. You guys are doing a good job, though. Good job, guys.
Nailed that.
Oh, man. Please, reporter, ask Jeremy Pruitt about Aaron Murray. You missed that, by the way.
I made the first one, though, that you missed.
Yeah, he made the first one.
Sorry, man. I didn't see it.
Charlie saw it.
Oh.
How are you going to miss it from that close?
Yeah, that's a layup, Charlie. 865-200-5503, B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Hour 2 will continue after this.
Hour 1 of the Swain event is driven by Toyota Knoxville. Stop by Toyota Knoxville to see their great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. They are conveniently located off the Lovell Road exit at 10415 Parkside Drive, right here in Knoxville.
VFL's Jason Swain and Todd Kelly here with our Men on Football and Smoothie segment. Let's discuss some of our favorite smoothies and how they impact our lives. TK, man, tell me which smoothie comes to mind when you think about playing defense?
Swain-O, the Peanut Butter Power Plus and the Power Punch Plus provide the energy needed to make plays every time they take the field. Then you have the Gladiator and the Hawk, nutrition every dominant player has to have. Bottom line, everyone wants to be a dominant player. Now, Swain, you tell me about the offensive side of the ball.
TK, it's simple. You always score with Smoothie King. The shredder personifies what we are going to do to opposing defenses. The Berry Punch and Activator will light up the scoreboard. And in case we need to go into overtime, the Pure Recharge will put us over the top for the win.
Swain-O, you know I love football and Smoothie King. I'm a VFL, a Smoothie King for life. The Chocolate Gladiator and the Chocolate Shredder with the scoop of peanut butter, oh, that's my go-to smoothie. They get a chest bump all day.
Yes, sir. This concludes our Men on Football and Smoothie King segment for today. Don't forget the Sip by Sip program. Use Smoothie King as a meal replacement 5 or more times a week, and you will feel and see the difference. Smoothie King, the healthy alternative to fast food. Delicious and nutritious. TK.
Don't forget the peanut butter. Yeah, boy.
With the hot weather and humidity comes mosquitoes and other pests. Let Southeast Termite and Pest Control take care of that problem for you. They offer one-time or package treatments that control biting adults as well as larvae. Southeast Termite and Pest Control has been in business since 1971 and is local and family-owned. They offer free estimates and quotes with no obligations. So don't get bit anymore. Go with the pest control company you can trust. Call Southeast Termite and Pest Control at 865-925-3700 or find them online at southeasttermite.com.
Hey, Annie, you're the spokesperson for Toyota Knoxville, right?
That's right.
Why should I buy from Toyota Knoxville?
Are you looking for new or used vehicles?
Does it matter?
No, because Toyota Knoxville has over 390 new Toyotas on the ground and over 350 pre-owned vehicles available to choose from.
Okay, so big selection.
And a lifetime warranty at no charge on all new and select pre-owned vehicles.
A lifetime warranty.
A non-factory limited lifetime powertrain warranty with unlimited miles. Plus 30 years of experience in Knoxville, not just serving our customers, serving our community.
And the buying experience?
Hello, it's Toyota Knoxville. Read the reviews. Talk to anybody that's been there.
Okay. Where am I going?
Toyota Knoxville is at I-40 and the Lovell Road exit. Go to Parkside Drive. You can't miss it.
Can I tell him Annie sent me?
I wish you would. If you're passionate about the car you drive, come meet the people that are passionate about the way they sell at Toyota Knoxville. ToyotaKnoxville.com. Warranty good at participating dealers.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
You're a hell of a guy, man.
Now that's how you're supposed to drive. From now on, that's how you drive.
This kid can draw circles.
Don't remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Bam! Awesome. Phenomenal.
Attaboy.
I honestly don't know if I should put this on Attaboy. Because It is two children deceiving their parents. But it's for good, though. Two 13-year-old boys, they are twins. They forged paperwork to participate in the LSU football camp. Joshua and Jacob Johnson are twin brothers who are getting set to begin the 8th grade, 5'11", already weighing a whopping 245 pounds. They're also very talented. They forge documents signing their parents' name to allow themselves to participate in LSU football camp. The dad wasn't mad. The dad actually kind of expected this. He says they must have taken their money out of their piggy bank, because when I turned around, they had forged paperwork and had signed up for the football camp and started doing drills with the rest of the linemen. Ballard said, by the way, of USA Today's High School Sports. I asked him, what are you doing? Here's the father. Herm Johnson says he was a little shocked but not angry that his sons had signed up for the camp, even if they had to lie about their age to get in. These dudes have put us on a roller coaster ever since they came about. I'm not going to lie. I think they have the heart and skill level to compete. So I'm giving these kids an attaboy because they saw something, they're going to get it. And yeah, they technically lied and forged documents, but isn't this a good thing here?
White lie.
They're trying to put in work by forging these.
I mean, these kids want to go work. They want to go get better. They want to go compete.
At least they don't want to sit around and play Fortnite.
Exactly. They're not being lazy. They're not getting in trouble. They took their own money and went to a football camp. Growing up, you can ask your parents, hey, I want to go to this event, or sign me up for this camp, or let me do that. And it's easy to ask your parents to do that because they're going to pay for it. They're going to pay for it. And if you try hard, so what? If you don't, so what? Because it's not your money. But these kids took their own money and signed up for a camp. Kids their age, man, they're taking their money and buying video games. They're buying candy. They're buying toys. They're buying silly, stupid stuff that they won't play with in another, week or two. But these kids say, you know what? I want to invest in myself, and I'm going to forge my parents' signature to do that. So I'm giving these young men an attaboy.
I like it. I have two attaboys. First one goes to the Memphis Grizzlies' big man Marc Gasol, who was part of a Spanish activist rescue effort in the Mediterranean Sea yesterday that saved the life of a shipwrecked migrant woman fleeing Africa on Monday.
Mm-hmm. So crazy.
It is, and I think it's real cool. I saw this tweet from I have no idea who the person is, but that Marc Gasol is the most fascinating millionaire on the planet because all summer long, he has spent his time in Spain. Obviously, that's where he's from, but tending to a garden. He works out in his gym or in his garage with gym equipment that probably doesn't cost $200, and then he's saving lives as part of a rescue team in the Mediterranean Sea. So big shouts out to Marc Gasol. And then I got to give an attaboy. Well, Grizzlies also get an attaboy for finally getting rid of Ben McLemore. And now if we can just get rid of Andrew Harrison and complete the duo, that would be phenomenal. But my other attaboy goes to the MLB All-Star game last night. Absolutely phenomenal. The best All-Star game in all sports.
What is that?
Because in baseball, unlike basketball or football or hockey, you get the best of the best going up against each other and actually competing, not loafing. You get Mike Trout.
Does it actually mean something?
Yes, you get Mike Trout going against Max Scherzer and hitting a bomb. So it was very entertaining. I won't go into details because I doubt very many people care about it. And if you watched it, you know what happened. But a ton of home runs, ton of really cool drama. It was really fun. And shouts out to Aaron Judge for laying down the law and hitting a homer.
I should have known you was going to mention Aaron Judge.
I even have a baseball attaboy, which is very out of the norm for me, but I got to give one. to I struggle over his name. Shin-Soo Choo.
You got it. Shin-Soo Choo.
Not only does he play for my beloved Texas Rangers, he is like the single bright spot for that entire team this season. But there are a couple of things. He, first of all, has a 51-game on-base streak, which I believe I saw the other night. It's the longest since 2007, I want to say.
Long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time. 51 straight games that he's gotten on base. Past that, he's only the third South Korean to ever play in the All-Star game, and he is the very first South Korean position player to play in the All-Star game. And he scored. He of course, he got on base.
Unfortunately, those stats don't count, though.
Well, that's true. But he got on base because, that's what he does. And then he ended up scoring and adding to the AL's 5-2 win. So
he did score on a 3-run home run from Gene Segura, who needed a fan vote to get into the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the final score was actually 8-6 because Gene Segura hit the 3-run home run. And
that was just the lead.
Yeah, that's when
it
they
gave the AL a 5-2 lead.
And his on-base streak is the longest since 2007. So
there you go.
That takes. I love Shin-Soo Choo's name
tough.
because how awesome it is, and it reminds me of a former Smoky player, Jae-Hoon Ha. His last name was Ha. H-A. Jae-Hoon Ha.
Ha ha. Huh? No, I'm laughing.
No.
Ha.
That. When
What'd you say?
When he would come up to bat, the entire stadium would heckle him because this is when I was bat boy for the Huntsville Stars, and the Smokies would come to Huntsville, and when he would come to at bat, the entire stadium would heckle him like no other player. I felt bad for him, but it was funny.
You can't say a joke around him, man.
It was ha 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 funny.
Somebody started laughing. Huh? You called my name? No, man. No, I didn't. I'm just laughing. What? No. That'd be really, 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 really confusing there. 865-255-03. I see that Paul Feinbaum and myself, we are spirit brothers, spirit animals, because he's saying the same thing that we've said today, is that Aaron Murray should be thanking Jeremy Pruitt for speaking up on the culture of Georgia. They were sleepwalking, and Jeremy Pruitt woke people up, and they've made moves, and look what they are right now. So Aaron Murray, I heard, is getting torched by Feinbaum and others.
Yeah, I think his comments, they're not unfair, but they're way too early. I don't think it's fair to make those comments when you have no idea how he's going to be a head coach.
I'm gonna give you an example of what Aaron Murray did. Aaron Murray knows what happened at Georgia. He knows what happened. He knows in detail.
And rightfully so.
But he couldn't come out and say those things in detail. So he tried to say it. He tried to get as close as he could. But it came out looking stupid and petty. And you remember the Georgia week when Butch ordered people to start talking about millennials and how the criticism was just millennials and how stupid that sounded, because the script was written to, hey, say this to help me out, from Butch Jones. But you come out and you said something similar. You tried to say what Butch Jones wanted you to say, but it sounded really, really bad. It made you look terrible. And that's what happened in the Georgia game when the Angels on the Feinbaum show. I'm just going to call a spade a spade. Blaming millennials. It's like, what? Oh, that's what Butch told you to say. It sounded really bad. That's what Aaron Murray tried to do, is that he knows what happened. He knows all the behind-the-scenes truth, but he can't come out with all the truth because it would look even worse. So he tried to tippy-toe around it, and he made himself sound really bad. And that's why Aaron Murray's getting torched right now. Let's get to Al first. Let's get to Al at PA. He's waiting for a good minute there. So let's get to Al and then go to break. Sorry about that, Ben. Ben's trying to keep us on schedule.
All good.
But not like it matters today anyways.
I'd rather talk to Al and PA than go to break anyways.
Al, good morning.
Hey, man, what's going on?
What's going on, man?
Hey, not much, man. This is Pruitt's time to show me something. You know, I want a coach. Go ahead.
No, I didn't say anything.
Yep.
Oh, well, my phone's acting up then. This is his time to spit some fire back and show me something. I mean, we had Butch Jones who did absolutely nothing but get pushed around like a little kid in the schoolyard. I love it when the best things to me that's happened in the past 10 years of Tennessee football was the Tyler Braithwaite splash and Derek Dooley saying you're not going to have Tennessee to push around anymore. That showed me some fire. That's like, yeah, it's about time somebody freaking steps up and fires back. But this is like I said, this is Pruitt's chance to spit some fire.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that what Pruitt does on the field is more important than anything. But for in this case today, I would like to see some of the same things, Al. I would like to see Pruitt, kind of have pride in his work and himself, and I know he does. He's very confident, and sometimes you don't have to argue down. Sometimes you don't worry about always responding to people who don't matter. Maybe Pruitt views Aaron Murray as someone who doesn't matter, but all I know is Pruitt called out his own fans, and if someone's throwing heat at you, if you're willing to call out your own fans, I think he should be willing to call out Aaron Murray and respond. If you ask me, so.
Definitely.
I'm looking forward to what Pruitt has to say today. I really am.
Yeah. And hey, Ben.
Yes, sir.
You listen to that mumble rap that's going on now?
Mumble rap. Kendrick, Drake, they're not mumble rap.
Okay. Well,
J. Cole, they're not mumble rap.
You're missing one, Ben.
Who? Future.
I don't listen.
Yeah.
Now I will admit I do listen to Future, and Future is the epitome of mumble rap.
Yeah.
So I will admit on him.
If it ain't like NWA, Public Enemy, and stuff like that, that ain't rap. That's rap to me. This stuff nowadays. My daughter went to a Lil Wayne concert, and I said, "Who's Lil Wayne?" And she pulled up a picture of him, and I did that Friday thing. Damn, what the heck is that?
Yeah, Lil Wayne has that rock star look to him.
And then he said, when I listened to him, he sounded like Papa Smurf on Helium.
Yeah.
One thing I think is great though, Al. Like, no matter how old you are very prideful in like your time of music. I mean, my parents, people who are 5 years older than me or 10 years older than me, they're very prideful in the time that they lived and that music during that time. Like, you always hear, man, music was good, in my day. I don't know what's going on now. You can say that about 90s rap as they talk about 80s rap. You can say that about 2000 rap as they were talking about 90s rap. I mean, I think it's fascinating. I think it's funny. There's some really good artists today in all genres, but I think it's funny that folks are very prideful in their music during their time, and they always say music was the best during my time. I think it's awesome.
Well, I guess that makes me officially old since I said it like that, then, huh?
I mean, Al, you just seasoned, man. You're not old. You just seasoned and experience. That's all. That's all that means.
All right, man.
All right.
You guys have a good one. Great show.
Hey, thank you, Al. Appreciate the phone call, man. Appreciate the phone call. Let's get to Turkey Man. Turkey Man, good morning.
Good morning, individuals.
Good morning, individual.
Hey, I tell you what, I'm kind of excited to see what Coach Cornbread's going to do today.
Yes,
I really am. I can visualize what I would do, but that ain't going to happen. I mean, I'd have a milk carton with Lyle's picture on it and set it on one end of the podium, and upon the Cornbread, I sit on the other end of the podium, and I said, there's a lot of people out there that's answering questions to me or asking me questions, and ship's still out on how good they're going to be at their job, and I'm not going to worry about that ship itself for me right now on that, but I've got work to do as far as getting this program back, and I've got a lot of work to do, but we're excited and we're working hard and we're working like heck, and I go on with it.
That sounds just like Pruitt today, Turkey Man. I mean, it sounds just like him.
I mean, the milk carton shows that Lyle is left. He's missed. He's gone.
He is gone. He's gone. You know what was great about last year? What was so funny is that Booger McFarland, and this is why I like Booger. Booger's not one of those media members that will smile in your face and, you're doing a great job, coach, and, man, you're doing an awesome job. And then behind your back say, I don't know if he's going to make it. He's not that good. Booger McFarland last year at the SEC Media Days was sitting on the same set as Butch Jones. It was really awkward, actually, for Butch. I think Butch said it like a little joke towards Booger McFarland. But Booger was very vocal, saying that if Tennessee wants to win, that they might have to make a change at the head coach's position based on the 2016 season and what happened. Booger McFarland was very, very vocal, and he said that Butch Jones is on a hot seat. And he didn't change his stance. He didn't change his posture one bit, even when Butch Jones was sitting right next to him. I remember that to this day. It was a really funny scene. But I'm going to miss Booger McFarland being with the SEC crew. But Coach Cornbread is what you said, Turkey Man. He is going to give us some good stuff today. I feel it.
Oh, I'm excited. And it'll be all right.
All right, Turkey Man. Thanks, man.
Work like heck and get it done. Talk to you later, guys.
All right, see you. 865-200-5503. Swain Event fueled by Daddy and Barbecue. Today's lunch special is the kitchen sink burrito. Everything that you can imagine at Daddy and Barbecue, they put inside of a burrito. And I'll share that with you after the break. What is all involved? What is all inside of this burrito? Swain Event, be right back.
At some point in your life, you're going to need an attorney. You need a guy like Jared Castile with the law firm of Butler, Vines, and Babb. Jared Castile is East Tennessee born, and he understands what giving his all truly means. To Jared, every case is big and every client is important. He will aggressively push your case to make sure you are quickly paid every dollar that you deserve. Give Jared Castile a call, 865-244-3933, and talk with him directly. His office is located at 2701 Kingston Pike. So if you've been injured in a car wreck, let Jared Castile and Butler, Vines, and Babb fight for you.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue has a new slew of daily specials. Enjoy a different special meal every day, like the Chipotle chicken salad, the chicken tender sandwich, or the kitchen sink burrito filled with brisket, pulled pork, and chicken, not to mention queso, jalapenos, and more. It's called the kitchen sink for a reason. Dead End isn't stopping at your plate, though. Be sure to check out their new summer drink offerings, including the Big Orange Crush, My Clementine, or the Tequila Squirt. There is always something new at Dead End Barbecue. Located off of Sutherland Avenue, Dead End Barbecue. The summer flavor search is over.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. The next thing you know, you're being arrested for DUI. Be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call DUI and criminal defense attorney Marcos Garza. Put this number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty, say Garza. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
Goes your car insurance. Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Looking for a different way to enjoy the Swain event? Then check out Swain Event TV, brought to you by Toyota Knoxville. Follow the show on Periscope and Facebook Live for what is coming up on the Swain event.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. Hey, it's Jason Swain. There's a lot of people talking about testosterone, but do your homework and go to a medical provider that you trust and that specializes in testosterone. I got my levels tested at the Low T Center. Their physicians exclusively diagnose and treat men with low T. At the Low T Center, it's quick and easy. Treatment is even covered by most health insurance. Call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com.
Craving homemade flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at the grocery store with flavors of home in every bite. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gold gluten-free select cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy the sweet taste of a home-cooked meal in every container. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's.
Small town, like a small town when I'm
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Butch Jones replacing Philip Fulmer on the Jumbotron.
For what?
People getting drunk and stumbling into the wrong house.
For what?
Butch saying a chart told him to kick an extra point instead of going for 2.
For what?
People who break the law while breaking the law.
For what?
All right, time for what? And boy, oh boy, oh boy, I'm giving a for what to Dan Mullen, because while you over here worrying about your shoes and how pretty your J's are, and you're wearing the tag on your shoes, you might want to pay attention to what Miami and Florida State is doing in the state of Florida in recruiting. You might want to pay attention, because Mark Richt and Willie Taggart, they're cleaning up right now. They're cleaning up. And just be careful, Dan Mullen. Be careful. You don't want to end up like a Butch Jones where you're paying way too much attention to what doesn't matter in a high-profile job. I understand you had to do that stuff at Mississippi State to get people's attention, because you were at Mississippi State, but you at Florida now. Your shoes does not matter. I'm sorry. You better start recruiting, because right now, Florida State and Miami is kicking Florida's butt in recruiting. So he gets my first for what?
Florida at this point has garnered the commitment of exactly 0 of the top 20. None of the top 50 players in the state of Florida for 2019 at this moment. I'm sure they'll get some of them. but Georgia has the commitment of number 1. Number 3 is Clemson, and number 4 is Florida State. So I want to wake up there.
And then if you go down some more, it is
Miami, Penn State, Florida State, Ohio State, Oregon, Florida State, Miami, Florida State, Clemson, Florida State, Florida State, Florida State, Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Dan.
But keep talking about those shoes, Dan.
They're ugly too.
Because recruits care about that. They really care about that.
Of course.
Yeah. The fact that you're wearing them, but they they can't wear them unless they come to Florida, or your car or your house or the nice watch that you have, all these nice things that you have because of the work of the players before them. But yeah, use that to try to bring in a recruit, because that's what they really care about. They're not driving your car. You're not gonna let them borrow your shoes. You're not gonna let them, live in your house. But coaches think that using that to recruit kids works. I don't see how it does.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I have to give a thank you to Wayne Chisholm's headband on the text box for this suggestion for what it's a good one. They brought this to my attention. A giant for what to the Alabama fan that left their beach chair on the beach, and it killed a sea turtle and washed up on a beach with the chair wrapped around its neck. But not only that, the sea turtle is it is classified as a Kemp's Ridley turtle, which is the single most endangered sea turtle on Earth.
God, this Alabama fans, they hate animals.
Trees,
Alabama fans
animals,
hate animals.
They hate wildlife.
It's true.
Nature.
It really does. I mean, the sea turtle is giant. It's like as big as this half of the table. It's this huge, beautiful creature.
Well, you were just at the beach. Why didn't you save it?
Well, that's because I was in North Carolina, and
You're
this
lying.
washed up on the beach in Fort Morgan, Alabama.
Fake news. Fake news.
I would have done what I can. But
Alabama fans hate endangered species. That's what I got from it.
But just seriously, pick your crap up off the beach. Don't leave trash on the beach. These animals don't deserve this. Chair got wrapped around its neck, the most endangered species of turtle on Earth. Come on now. And it just so happens to be an Alabama fan. The chair, the funniest thing about it is that, it's not funny. The picture is gruesome. It has a dead turtle in the picture. But also the chair has a giant Alabama A on it. And so, big fat for what to that person. Pick your trash up off the beach. Take your stuff with you. Come on.
Bad people, man. Bad people.
My for what goes to Josh Hader. I'm not going to dive into kind of all the things he said. My for what is not only for him, but to everybody that thinks that they can post whatever they want on social media and that it won't be found. I truly do not understand how some folks do not understand the concept that, especially on Twitter now, with the little search bar and the way Twitter has kind of angled things to now you can search for whatever you want by whatever. You can figure out what Swain tweeted about Butch Jones on the day Butch was hired if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why folks would use some hateful language towards race, towards ethnicities, towards people, towards anybody of anything on social media. It comes back around. It's like Justin Timberlake's song. What goes around comes back around. And clearly for Josh Hader, he found that out the hard way yesterday, as well as many have of late. Dante DiVincenzo, the most recent example after the national championship game.
This is a lot.
You just get it for what?
His stuff's a lot worse.
Yeah, it is. I was just saying, Dante DiVincenzo is an example of posting things on social media and it coming around to bite you in the butt.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether it's worse or not. Dante also said some things that he shouldn't have.
I remember having a conversation with the head of recruiting at Rivals. What's his name? The guy. He calls himself the Godfather of recruiting. Mike Farrell. And I asked him about recruiting with the recruits with Twitter. Like, does that actually factor into stuff? And he says it almost always it's nothing but a bad thing. Like, just stay off of it. Don't, because you're not helping yourself really almost ever. And you can very, very easily hurt yourself. Don't say anything stupid. Don't talk about how you party, how you smoke, how you drink, how you do anything like that. Don't say anything inappropriate. Don't it can only be a bad thing. Like, just always be conscious of that. I always say I'm so thankful Twitter didn't exist when I was in high school. I mean, my goodness, man. Like, I guess technically it did, but I didn't use it.
But here's the thing. Like, I had Twitter when I was in high school, and I didn't.
And you still didn't say all that
I didn't
stuff.
say anything reckless. But what I did do is I went back and made sure that I didn't say anything reckless. Like, you are capable. Like, if Josh Hader wanted to, he could have gone back and made sure he wasn't saying things that he wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
Dante DiVincenzo could have gone back and made sure he wasn't saying things he wasn't supposed to, and could have gotten that off of there. So, why not clean up your social media if you know you're a public figure?
Just delete
and
it.
Josh, just delete
Just
it.
delete it, man. It's just a distraction. It's just gonna hurt you.
Let me sit up for this. I am a huge fan of stand-up comedy. I respect the art. I understand inside that those walls that jokes can be made that are made that you can't make outside of a comedy club, outside of that arena. Race jokes take place. You have jokes about, Michael Jackson, jokes about O.J. Simpson. I mean, in that arena, that can pass in comedy. When you are young, you think that stuff is funny. You think saying something about someone's orientation in a derogatory way, you think it's funny. You think it's hilarious, or saying something racist is funny because you're immature, you're young. And what folks need to understand is for every person who is made fun of because of their orientation, there's someone out there taking their own life because they're being bullied because of their orientation. Every joke that's made about race, there's someone out here that is being physically attacked or treated differently because of the color of their skin. So there's real life situations that are life and death when it comes to race, when it comes to sexual orientation. And you just got to understand that, and it's hard to at a young age, but as you grow up, you understand that, and that's why you don't use certain language. Growing up, the word gay was used to describe something that was stupid or something you didn't like. And as you got older, you realize that that's just not cool, because you are disrespecting the people who are good people. They may prefer to be with someone of the same gender, whatever. That's their preference. And so as you get older, you just understand things that are not cool and that you did before and that you don't do now. But for Josh Hader, I really hope that he learns from this moment. I hope that he's asked by his teammates, that he's asked by people around him that are of color, so that way he explains himself and he can share what he learned and how he's a different person. And this is a really good experience for him to grow from and other people to grow from as well. It was at a young age. No excuses. He shouldn't have said things that he said. It's not cool at all. So.
And Lorenzo Cain, one of his teammates, outfielder for the Milwaukee Brewers, all-star in his own rights, said that he chatted with Josh Hader briefly, and he said that, I know Hader. I know he's a great guy. We'll move on from it. He's a kid. We all say crazy things growing up.
Yeah, well.
And Lorenzo Cain is an African-American, so
I'm not
perspective from him.
I'm not gonna give anybody 100% of a pass,
right,
using that language. But I'm not going to treat every situation the same. If you are 45 years old and you're doing that, and listen, man, that's you. That's who you are. That's not maturity issues. That's what you believe in. You have hate in your heart. If you're a little bit younger and you're in high school and middle school, you think this is cute by saying it, but that's not really who you are deep down, then okay, let's talk about it. You get a pass. Let's learn from this situation. So every circumstance that comes up like this is not the same.
Yeah, it kills me when things like this come up. And some of the stuff he said is
nasty,
really egregious. He talks about doing cocaine a lot. I think that's I don't know if it was like songs he was listening to. That one stuck out to me. But past that, when stuff like this always becomes like an execution no matter what, and it just takes away the fact, like the way you're touching on, where people could actually change and become a different person and not harbor whatever they may have been at that time. Like that's what it's become sometimes, and with a lot of people where they just say, well, you said this 10 years ago, and well, think about who you were 10 years ago. The thing that I always bring up is Hillary Clinton, when she made her first run for president, didn't advocate for gay marriage. And now that's the most mainstream of Democratic positions. Like, you can change as a person. And that, what? But that's where America was at that. What? Say what you can say. What?
No politics.
No. Well, no, but that's when I always bring up this very mainstream and it's a very black and white example of someone who years ago had this belief and now is something completely different. And people don't, she's not raked over the coals for that. People say, hey, she's advocating for us now, and that's good. And so many times with this sort of stuff, it becomes an execution where it's just in this guy's career, he's done. I
don't like.
What
that.
if he is a different person?
And I don't like executing someone. I don't like the lynch mob mentality for every little thing. I really don't. I mean, someone can make a mistake. People can change. I truly believe that. But there are some times where a person is a lost cause, and you just gotta let them be and distance yourself away from them and disengage. But I don't like this atmosphere, and mainly it's on social media, where if you make one mistake, then you're the worst person ever, and you need to be tarred and feathered in front of the whole entire world. That's what I don't like, the lynch mob mentality. But moving along, we got about 30 seconds left. Feinbaum fires at Aaron Murray. I knew that Alabama-Tennessee connection was going to pay off.
Well, I think today's breaking news to start media days is that Jeremy Pruitt is wearing an orange tie and a Tennessee lapel.
Yes.
Oh, my.
Yes.
It's going to be a good day.
Yes. We care about these little minor details. I don't know how many times Rick Barnes wore an orange tie. It didn't really matter.
Not much.
It didn't really matter in the games. But, hey, Jeremy Pruitt, power T lapel. Swain event. Be right back.
Today looks to be mostly sunny with a high near 88 and a low around 66. There is a 10% chance of showers tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 88 and a low around 70. Friday, the chance of rain increases to 30%, partly sunny with a high in the upper 80s. Weather on the Swain event is brought to you by B-Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, B-Dry can help. BDry.com. Do you have cracks in your foundation? A wet basement or a nasty, leaky crawl space? Our listeners have heard about them on the Swain event for over a year, and now it's time to make the call. Give B-Dry Waterproofing and Foundation Repair the opportunity to fix your home's problem. Since 1958, that's right, nearly 60 years, B-Dry has been solving basement, crawl space, and foundation problems throughout the country. B-Dry only uses high-quality materials from reputable manufacturers. They back their installations with some of the best warranties in the industry to provide homeowners with added peace of mind. They are truly an A-plus company. Whenever you start experiencing a wet basement, leaky crawl space, or a cracked foundation, remember these 3 words: better call B-Dry. Reach out to B-Dry today at 865-662-5238 to schedule your free appointment. That's 865-662-5238. Remember, better call B-Dry.
With the hot weather and humidity comes mosquitoes and other pests. Let Southeast Termite and Pest Control take care of that problem for you. They offer one-time or package treatments that control biting adults as well as larvae. Southeast Termite and Pest Control has been in business since 1971 and is local and family-owned. They offer free estimates and quotes with no obligations. So don't get bit anymore. Go with the pest control company you can trust. Call Southeast Termite and Pest Control at 865-925-3700 or find them online at southeasttermite.com.
Hey, Annie, you're the spokesperson for Toyota Knoxville, right?
That's right.
Why should I buy from Toyota Knoxville?
Are you looking for new or used vehicles?
Does it matter?
No, because Toyota Knoxville has over 390 new Toyotas on the ground and over 350 pre-owned vehicles available to choose from.
Okay, so big selection.
And a lifetime warranty at no charge on all new and select pre-owned vehicles.
A lifetime warranty.
A non-factory limited lifetime powertrain warranty with unlimited miles. Plus 30 years of experience in Knoxville, not not just serving our customers, serving our community.
And the buying experience?
Hello, it's Toyota Knoxville. Read the reviews. Talk to anybody that's been there.
Okay. Where am I going?
Toyota Knoxville is at I-40 and the Lover Road exit. Go to Parkside Drive. You can't miss it.
Can I tell them Annie sent me?
I wish you would. If you're passionate about the car you drive, come meet the people that are passionate about the way they sell at Toyota Knoxville. ToyotaKnoxville.com. Warranty good at participating dealers.
At some point in your life, you're going to need an attorney. You need a guy like Jared Castile with the law firm of Butler, Vines, and Babb. Jared Castile is East Tennessee born, and he understands what giving his all truly means. To Jared, every case is big and every client is important. He will aggressively push your case to make sure you are quickly paid every dollar that you deserve. Give Jared Castile a call, 865-244-3933, and talk with him directly. His office is located at 2701 Kingston Pike. So if you've been injured in a car wreck, let Jared Castile and Butler, Vines, and Babb fight for you. We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
Hey, Annie, you're the spokesperson for Toyota Knoxville, right?
That's right.
Why should I buy from Toyota Knoxville?
Are you looking for new or used vehicles?
Does it matter?
No, because Toyota Knoxville has over 390 new Toyotas on the ground and over 350 pre-owned vehicles available to choose from.
Okay, so big selection.
And a lifetime warranty at no charge on all new and select pre-owned vehicles.
A lifetime warranty.
A non-factory limited lifetime powertrain warranty with unlimited miles. Plus 30 years of experience in Knoxville, not just serving our customers, serving our community.
And the buying experience?
Hello, it's Toyota Knoxville. Read the reviews. Talk to anybody that's been there.
Okay. Where am I going?
Toyota Knoxville is at I-40 and the Lover Road exit. Go to Parkside Drive. You can't miss it.
Can I tell them Annie sent me?
I wish you would. If you're passionate about the car you drive, come meet the people that are passionate about the way they sell at Toyota Knoxville. ToyotaKnoxville.com. Warranty good at participating dealers.
Today looks to be sunny with a high near 89 and a low around 68. There is a 20% chance of rain tomorrow with a high near 88 and a low around 69. Wednesday, the chance of showers sticks around at 30% with highs in the mid-80s. Weather on the Swain event is brought to you by B-Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, B-Dry can help. BDry.com.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and LowTCenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Swain event, welcome back. Hour 3, powered by Low T Center and LowTCenter.com. We have to get to some of the weight room gains and the fact that there is a individual on the roster that many people are wondering if he was going to make it in, and we'll touch on that. But first, let's go to the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline this morning, 865-250-5503. Let's bring in Bo. Bo, good morning.
Good morning, man. How are you doing?
Good morning. Great. How are you?
Fantastic, man. Just watched the big orange sunrise, man. It was great.
I love it, man. Every morning.
Yeah, every morning. This phone call, I just kind of like maybe title "Bless Your Heart." And Swain, I know you growing up in the South, you've heard the term "bless your heart" before. Maybe in church with some of the women talking, they may be talking about somebody and they'll say their name, so-and-so, well, bless their heart. There's never anything good that come after bless your heart.
That is true.
Yep.
But it's a way to talk about somebody without really talking about them.
Correct.
So let's just. I've got several bless their hearts this morning. Oh my goodness, Drake, bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
Walmart, bless your heart.
Yeah, I mean,
they're Florida fans now.
I will say This is why I don't like to mention those companies because you put yourself in a weird situation.
Right.
When you mention those businesses like that, number one, they're not advertising over here, so why would I give them free advertising?
Especially now.
Yeah. But hey, if you clap at somebody and they clap back, you gotta be prepared to take an L. And Walmart delivered an L yesterday for sure. I think it's funny that the Tennessee fans are talking about boycotting. Hey, listen, I love hanging out at the house, so I usually do my shopping online, and I get the 2-day delivery. I think you can put 2 and 2 together of who I patron with, I guess. But
I mean, literally anybody online.
Hey,
that's where I get.
Give me my 2-day Prime all day long.
I will. This 100%. This is the absolute fact that happened yesterday. I went to that store yesterday looking for an item. They did not have it. I went home and bought it online. Case in point, right there. That happened yesterday.
I mean, I had to get some diapers last night, so it is what it is. So I mean, y'all can talk about how y'all gonna boycott all y'all want to. Y'all just lying. Y'all gonna be up in there this week or next week. Y'all are not gonna pay extra money going to Target just because
we're still gonna go shopping. But
stop. Yeah, stop. You just in your feelings right now because Walmart threw out a zinger, and it was actually a really good zinger, to be honest. I mean, it was good. It was good. It hurt. It hurt.
Clap back.
It hurt.
So what you're saying is folks aren't finessing Walmart?
They're not, man. They're not at all. They'll be back in there trying to get those savings. It's gonna happen. But hey, you gotta just accept the L. I took an L, Sister Jean. Lola beat Tennessee.
It was good, but it was good, man. That's what I love about. That's what I love about it. I mean, you got to take it or give it too.
Yeah.
You can't have it both ways. But
you can't have it both
bless
ways.
Your heart's, my next bless your heart's got to go to the reporter that asked Jeremy Pruitt about the Aaron Murray.
Oh yeah.
Which one?
Aaron Murray. Yeah. We're giving him a future bless your heart because somebody's gonna ask him that.
Yeah, bless his heart because I can imagine it's gonna start with a cold dead stare.
Yes.
Maybe a smirk.
Yes.
Maybe just a little crooked smile.
Yep, and that head's gonna turn sideways. Like I know you just.
The head will turn sideways.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then they'll look back, and the eyebrow will be raised. And then we'll all know where Jeremy Pruitt's at.
Exactly. And it could be a female reporter who asked Pruitt the question about Aaron Murray, too. So it could be a male or a female.
Okay, he was raised right, so I'm sure he wouldn't. I don't think he'd burn down a female reporter, but a male reporter, he might just let him have it.
Well, you know what? This is what
I never know, But I'm looking real forward to the bless your heart moment. Whoever asked it, I'm just gonna shake my head and go, "Oh, bless your heart."
Well, here's my stance on if a female reporter asked Jeremy Pruitt about Aaron Murray. We've all been raised to show respect to females, that's right? Open the door for them and stuff like that. But
they're all queens.
I remember when what's her name, Kristen Leahy, was working with Colin Cowherd, and LeVar Ball told her to stay in her lane. And Colin Cowherd did not interject. He allowed his co-host to handle her own. And he did that because if we're going to treat female reporters as if they are just like everyone else, then we have to allow them to fight their own battles in that arena of journalism. Now, we talking about outside the arena, then absolutely you want to open the door and be respectful and do all those things. But, I treat female reporters like I treat a male reporter. And so if Pruitt gets any clap back from a female reporter, then I think he needs to clap back like he would do to a male reporter and not show any bias.
Bless her heart.
Yeah, bless her heart. I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm with you. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying here. I think it's a sign of respect treating Laura Rutledge the same way that you treat Paul Feinbaum, out of respect for her, because she does a great job. She's a journalist.
And Swain, that's a good point, because we would have females who are in the media come and speak to our class during school last year, and they would always say, treat us the same way you treat males.
Exactly.
No matter the situation. That's kind of their biggest, how they get offended the most is when maybe they don't get clapped back as much as
like when Cam Newton says, "Oh, it's just cool to see a female that knows what an out route is," or whatever he said.
Don't single them out. Like that's an indirect way of singling them out.
Yeah. I mean, that's not a compliment. That's actually a
huge insult.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an insult. So
right, but I'm a little older, so all I can remember is my grandmother smacking me in the mouth. I didn't.
and I understand that 100%. I really do. I understand that.
You kind of have to, go the other way just because, she was a female. She was all 4'10" a female, but she had a good backhand.
Hey, I'm sure she did, and she couldn't handle you herself. She'll grab the nearest spoon or the nearest cane or whatever's close and use that against you.
Rose bush, hickory bush, it didn't matter.
It didn't matter. And then make you go pick the switch and give it to her, and then she'll hit you with it. Yep. Oh, yeah. That's how it happens, man. Hey, man, really appreciate the phone call there.
Hey, I appreciate you guys, and thank you for taking my phone call.
Thanks for the phone call. Really appreciate it. 865-200-5503. Paul Feinbaum mentioned that Pruitt helped change the culture there at Georgia. Me and Paul Feinbaum, we think alike, man.
You really do. Here, I'll read what he said, and
that's my boy.
It'll sound a bit redundant.
That's my boy.
Honestly.
What's up, Paul?
Here we go. Feinbaum said thus, quote, "I don't give two rips what Aaron Murray thinks about Jeremy Pruitt. First of all, he wasn't on Pruitt's side of the ball. Second of all, he's loyal to Mark Richt. I had a guy tell me yesterday that Jeremy Pruitt is a part of the reason that Kirby Smart was able to turn the corner because he toughened the program and insisted that they get an indoor facility. Pruitt rubbed everyone the wrong way because the culture at Georgia was laissez-faire. We lost the game, so what kind of wine do you guys want? So, Aaron Murray, go do whatever you're doing right now. I don't care. Your voice is not relevant when it comes to Jeremy Pruitt." Ooh, Paul gave it to him, man.
There you go, Paul. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. 865-200-5503.
Clap back.
Thank you, Paul.
See, Paul, we always knew Paul was a VFL. Hey, man, I mean, he did graduate from here.
Yeah. Tennessee alum, even though
it's the Bama Tennessee connection there. That's why Paul is taking up for Pruitt that way.
He's got a Bama guy at Tennessee. Pretty soon, Pruitt's going to be Paul's favorite coach once Saban retires.
Oh yeah, done deal.
And what's funny though about media days is when Pruitt has been brought up, it's been I think Pruitt is going to do good 3 or 4 years, and then he's going to leave for the Alabama job. I saw 2 or 3 national media members comment on that.
Hey, man, that's not crazy. That's not crazy to think
No,
about.
and honestly, fine by me, because if Jeremy Pruitt gets the Alabama job, that means he was successful enough at Tennessee to go get the Alabama job, and I'm sure Tennessee would be in a great situation to go out and make a good hire.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that right now. We got to beat Vanderbilt.
And Kentucky and Missouri.
865-200-5503, B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Saw a video of Eli Wolf getting after it in the weight room. The guy's really pumped about his gains there. But he's not the only one that has improved with their strength and gained some weight. Tennessee football put out their gains over the summer. Every single position, every single player. Except for the guys who just got here in June and July. But Jared Guantanos gained 9 pounds. Will McBride, 14. Jordan Murphy gained 7 pounds, wide receiver. Austin Pope, 10 pounds he gained. At tight end, he's now 240. Eli Wolf, 10 pounds. I'm just going to go over just the notable ones here. Kayron Calvert, offensive lineman, gained 11 pounds. He's now 327. Will Ignat, 11 pounds. Now he's 239. Jonathan Combo lost 10 pounds. He's going to be more of an edge rusher. Will be maybe asked to drop back a little bit here and there depending on the opponent, but he's going to be an edge rusher, so he'll be doing that 10 pounds lighter. Alexis Johnson gained 14 pounds. He's now 314, going from 300. You see how I did that math, guys? Because, 14 plus 300 is 314, in case you didn't know that. Balin Buchanan gained 8 pounds. Theo Jackson, a whopping 15 pounds he gained in just a few months.
And Theo Jackson, a guy that last year, and take it with a grain of salt because it's the coaches that Tennessee had last year. But
I was about to say that, Charlie.
But a guy that the coaches raved about last year. So.
But they also raved about
Everybody.
him because they had injury situations that was probably going to make him play, and they were trying to spin it the best way they could.
They raved about everybody.
And now that's not a diss towards Theo Jackson. Theo Jackson has received a lot of praise this offseason.
I just remember Charlton Warren, when asked about the new guys that came in, he very specifically pointed out Theo Jackson looks like a dude.
Yeah, but
and
under Butch Jones, when you had an injury situation at a position, those freshmen were always at that position. Were always the one that stood out.
Yeah.
So, like
That's
you
fair.
said, you just
That-
got.
Take it at what it is.
Right. I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying it's hard for me to look back and give any value to anything that coaching staff said because of the way they manipulated the players, manipulated the media, were always had a point to prove with whatever they said. Nothing was genuine with them, so it's kind of hard for me to take something they said seriously. But I don't disagree with you. I think Theo Jackson will be a good football player at Tennessee.
Yeah, he gained the most, so we'll see. I mean, some guys need to lose weight to be able to perform at a high level. Some guys need to gain weight to be able to perform at a level that this staff wants their players to be at physically. Is we need to be bigger. That helps with injuries. That helps with competition and being able to maintain strength there in the fourth quarter and last. So you could just tell Jeremy Pruitt wants his team to fit a certain physical profile. And there's gains all across this football team. Most of them are situations where guys have gained weight. But there's a few here where players have lost some pounds, shedding fat, gaining muscle so they can be quicker, faster, and better against injuries.
The one that stuck out the most to me when I was just taking a cursory look through that list was JT Shrout. Dude gained 20 pounds, according to Tennessee. Went from 190 to 210.
Hey man, them California pizzas and that California tofu barbecue.
Probably eating vegan out there.
It's a little different down here in the South, JT. It's a little different down here. You're going to gain some weight, man. You'll gain some weight the first step you take off the airplane.
Another
in
one
the
that
South
stood out to me was Kingston Harris, over 300 pounds.
31 pounds.
6'3"
285 to 316.
6'3", 316. That's a big old boy. And Tennessee already has more 300-pounders on their football team than Butch Jones had all of last season. I don't believe Butch Jones had a single person over 300 pounds last season.
They want that beef
and now
on
they
this
have
roster.
multiple. And that's how you win in the SEC, by stopping the run and running the football. And that's where you can see it in weight room transformation and in recruiting. Jeremy Pruitt is attacking that area of the football program, and he could not have picked a better area.
Oh, man, Twitter was on fire last night. Twitter was fun.
I know. How dare Drake and Walmart, and there's another one.
Aaron Murray.
Aaron Murray ruin Rick Barnes' birthday. How dare they? How dare they take all the attention away from the good deacon?
Rick Barnes probably love that.
Yeah. Well, he also probably has no idea what happened with Drake, what happened with Aaron Murray,
He doesn't know
or
who
what
Drake
happened
is.
with Walmart.
He has no clue who Drake is, probably.
Yeah.
He has no clue.
Probably.
No, none. No clue at all. 865-250-5503, Hour 3, powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again? We can help. Stay with us.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
VFL's Jason Swain and Todd Kelly here with our Men on Football and Smoothie segment. Let's discuss some of our favorite smoothies and how they impact our lives. TK, man, tell me which smoothie comes to mind when you think about playing defense?
Swain-O, the Peanut Butter Power Plus and the Power Punch Plus provide the energy needed to make plays every time they take the field. Then you have the Gladiator and the Hawk, nutrition every dominant player has to have. Bottom line, everyone wants to be a dominant player. Now, Swain, you tell me about the offensive side of the ball.
TK, it's simple. You always score with Smoothie King. The shredder personifies what we are going to do to opposing defenses. The Berry Punch and Activator will light up the scoreboard. And in case we need to go into overtime, the Pure Recharge will put us over the top for the win.
Swain-O, you know I love football and Smoothie King. I'm a VFL, a Smoothie King for life. The Chocolate Gladiator and the Chocolate Shredder with the scoop of peanut butter, oh, that's my go-to smoothie. They get a chest bump all day.
Yes, sir. This concludes our Men on Football and Smoothie King segment for today. Don't forget the Sip by Sip program. Use Smoothie King as a meal replacement 5 or more times a week, and you will feel and see the difference. Smoothie King, the healthy alternative to fast food. Delicious and nutritious. TK.
Don't forget the peanut butter. Yeah, boy.
Gentlemen, when it comes to health and quality of life, there are numbers every man needs to know, including our testosterone number. I recommend going to Low T Center. They make it quick and easy to get your levels checked, and it's covered by most health insurance. Low T levels can make you feel tired and grumpy. It can raise your cholesterol, cause weight gain, and loss of muscle mass. Low T Center's physicians specialize in treating low T in men. Listen to me here. They know men's health and are reinventing men's health care. Call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com.
It's Christmas in July at Better Mattress. Better Mattress has teamed up with Home Depot, and with select purchases, you can free Weber grill or choose a free adjustable base or a free headboard footboard while supplies last. Better Mattress has brands you know like Tempur-Pedic and Sealy, plus the brand I love, the Better Mattress brand, handcrafted in East Tennessee. Go to Better Mattress and get a free adjustable base, free headboard footboard, or free Weber grill while supplies last. 6 area locations, bedrmattress.com. Do you have cracks in your foundation? A wet basement, or a nasty, leaky crawl space? Our listeners have heard about them on the Swain event for over a year, and now it's time to make the call. Give B-Dry Waterproofing and Foundation Repair the opportunity to fix your home's problem. Since 1958, that's right, nearly 60 years, B-Dry has been solving basement, crawl space, and foundation problems throughout the country. B-Dry only uses high-quality materials from reputable manufacturers. They back their installations with some of the best warranties in the industry to provide homeowners with added peace of mind. They are truly an A-plus company. Whenever you start experiencing a wet basement, leaky crawl space, or a cracked foundation, remember these 3 words: better call B-Dry. Reach out to B-Dry today at 865-662-5238 to schedule your free appointment. That's 865-662-5238. Remember, better call B-Dry.
All right, team, listen up. It's tailgating time again in Tennessee. But most importantly, team, you're going to need to refi that tailgate and a truck it's attached to with a refinanced auto loan with Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union with their Got That promotion. They'll give you up to $500 for your debt. Are you serious, Coach? That's right, Johnny. Alcoa 10 will pay you up to $500 for your debt. Now, let's get out there and spread the word. Say it with me. Alcoa 10, Alcoa 10, Alcoa 10.
ATFCU is an equal housing lender.
At some point in your life, you're going to need an attorney. You need a guy like Jared Castile with the law firm of Butler, Vines, and Babb. Jared Castile is East Tennessee born, and he understands what giving his all truly means. To Jared, every case is big and every client is important. He will aggressively push your case to make sure you are quickly paid every dollar that you deserve. Give Jared Castile a call, 865-244-3933, and talk with him directly. His office is located at 27 01 Kingston Pike. So if you've been injured in a car wreck, let Jerica Steele and Butler Vines and Babb fight for you.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
J.J. Peterson is on the roster. He's on the Media Guide roster. And anything can happen. We know that. But I don't think I saw Brent Lawless on the roster.
Better than him not being on the roster.
I don't think I saw Lawless on the roster. J.J. Peterson on the roster, anything can happen. Yeah. I'm just letting you know. Hard to believe that Peterson is not going to be with this football team in a matter of days. Fall practice is around the corner. Peterson has the ACT score. He just needs to finish up other stuff. When you already have the ACT score, everything else is just semantics. You can retake a test. You can redo a paper. But if you don't have the ACT score, you are in trouble because you can only take those things a certain amount of time. If you don't have it, you're done. You're probably going to JUCO. Or if your core GPA is so bad, there's no way that you can retake some classes or retake a test or paper. You're done. But I found it funny. Folks were like, that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, it does. Tennessee's confident that he's going to make it in. That's what it means. It means a lot.
Tennessee is extremely careful about that stuff because they know that the media is going to notice and that people are going to, people watch that stuff. They know what they're doing. Don't think that this is not, a move. They're well conscious of what they're doing by putting his name on the roster.
Speaking of JUCO, you know what comes out in 2 days? The third season of Last Chance U.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
I guess it's Independence Community College this year, the one that Emmett Gooden came from.
Yeah, he's in it. I think
he's not one of the
extent.
primary characters that they focus on, but he's definitely in. Like you can see him a lot.
Yeah,
he's just not one of the the stories that they follow very closely.
I'm definitely gonna be watching. Should be interesting. I'm just
glad we don't have to watch Buddy another year.
I wanted to talk about this from yesterday, and it leads into a larger conversation that we were having during this break. Dan Mullen yesterday, talking at SEC Media Days, he says of his offense that we will change the offense around the streaks of our quarterback. Last year's offense at Mississippi State will not be what we run in 2018, and he said that the quarterbacks have surprised him. How are you taking that? The offense is not going to be what he ran at Mississippi State, so it's going to be pass heavy. It was very much run first for Nick Fitzgerald, and he was one of the leading rushers in the SEC.
I think
that's what a good coach does.
I think the problem that Dan Mullen has is that I think it's too early to tell if he can rely on Emory Jones in the passing game, and then compared to what Kyle Trask and Felipe Franks has shown us to this point, they're also not two guys that I would necessarily want to rely on heavy in the passing game. So I think
they were both abysmal last year.
Yes. So I think that the big difference in Florida's offense that you'll see is a lot of dink and dunk plays, simple passing concepts that they can be successful in.
I'll be interested to see what he does because Dan just at Mississippi State was very hard-headed at times. With his offense is like he wanted one thing to work, and when it wouldn't, he would still try to do it for some reason. And he's talking about forming the offense around his quarterbacks and all this stuff. I'll be interested to see what he rolls out because he was not always the best at adapting at Mississippi State in those terms. But he's been what? I'm saying it. Like changing the offense to fit the game that he's coaching. He was not always great at that. He hasn't been. Now, his offense in general, obviously he's a great offensive coordinator and has been for a long, long time, and a quarterback whisperer. But
But the thing that I would disagree with what you said is that he doesn't become a quarterback whisperer, quote unquote, if he's not able to adapt his offense game by game to kind of.
I'm talking much more of in-game decisions more than just his general offensive philosophy. He's a great offensive coordinator, and has been, and he really was an innovator in terms of how he used Tim Tebow and Dak Prescott and all these, different times where he's had a great quarterback. But we'll see what he does.
No one has had more success with quarterbacks in SEC in the last 10 years than Dan Mullen.
Absolutely.
Adapting to personnel is what makes Dan Mullen a really good coach. You can't do the same things with Nick Fitzgerald that you did with Dak Prescott. You do different things. So him coming to Florida and saying that he's going to do things different, I expect him to do that because Felipe Franks and those guys in that quarterback room, they're not Nick Fitzgerald. They're not.
Yeah.
So I expect that. That's why he's a good coach. You have to adapt to your personnel. Period. But I think you have some playmakers on the outside. You got Van Jefferson. You have what's the 85's name that made that long touchdown against us?
Tyrese.
I mean, the boy can run. I mean, they got some good players on the outside, and so I expect it. I expect them to throw the ball more. They have more playmakers at wide receiver than they do at running back, and they do at offensive line. So I don't think that's really a big deal.
Well, it really, I use this to lead into the conversation that what I noticed yesterday is that people are really high on Florida. I was listening to McElroy, and he said that he thinks they're going to crush Tennessee. He said something to that effect, that he think they're going to dispose of Tennessee easily or something. I look at Florida's roster, second, I would say at best in the SEC East. I would peg them third, fourth. I would put Tennessee around fifth, sixth. I don't see a huge mark
in rankings at the end of the
season.
Okay,
where they finish.
My current prediction would be third, fourth for Florida, fifth, sixth for Tennessee, and so I guess I look at everything about Florida and I just say where is this market difference that everyone is seeing in Florida where it's just, they're going to be so much better?
They have more talent than Tennessee. It's just not proven talent yet. And they're expecting Dan Mullen to kind of go in there and, be the coach that everybody thinks he is.
Yeah, and he's been good. He's proven.
Greg McElroy is I understand why he came to that conclusion, okay? Do I agree or disagree? It don't really matter because the game has not been played yet.
Right.
Okay? So we won't know until the game is played. But I understand anyone who thinks Florida's going to be good this year. When you have talent, Florida clearly has talent, and you pair that up with a coach who knows how to coach talent, it's easy to assume that they're going to be successful. Florida has a very favorable schedule in the conference. It's the second easiest in-conference schedule. So when you add that together, it's pretty fair that Greg McElroy thinks that Florida's going to do very well. What people don't like as Tennessee fans is the extra hot sauce that Greg McElroy put on the top of it. Like, he could have said, okay, Florida, is going to have the edge over Tennessee, or I think Florida will be a little bit better than Tennessee.
But instead, he said
he didn't say that.
Florida is better than Tennessee and should win that game convincingly.
That's the hot sauce.
Yeah.
That's the hot sauce that gets you triggered and get you kind of out of
in your feelings.
Maybe the reality, and get you in your feelings because you heard that and you don't like it. But it's fair to say that Florida will have the advantage. It's fair to say that Florida may win that game. But the team that's better doesn't always win. It's a team that makes a few mistakes. I heard that time or two during my time in Tennessee. The team that makes the fewest mistakes will win.
That does sound
It's
familiar.
the team that executes. It's the team that takes care of the football. It's a team that when a break comes your way, you score. Like, those are things that happens in a game that determine whether you win or lose. So I don't care about Florida being more talented. I don't care. Who's going to be better that day? That's all that matters. That's all that matters. 865-255-03. Who we got there?
Vol Nation.
Vol Nation, my man. Good morning.
Good morning, my brothers. How y'all doing now?
Doing good, man.
Hey, man, great show, great show. I'm listening to you guys. I agree with all. I watched a little bit of SC Media Days. I've recorded most of it. I've been so busy I hadn't had a chance to really look at everything. I'm definitely going to look at what's going on today because I want to hear what Pruitt's got to say or what he doesn't say. But, yeah, they've been tripping a lot. Most of them don't think we have any talent, and I was reading an article, and an article said that we had, and I can't remember what article I was reading, but said we had a few 5 stars. We had about, I think, 34 4 stars and 46 3 stars. And when you look at the roster itself, there is some talent there, you know what I'm saying? But we're lacking in size and things of that nature. And that's why I believe what Murray said, pertaining to, and I know I'm kind of jumping a little bit, what Murray said and what the people are saying out there right now at media days and things that they're not believing necessarily in Pruitt, not believing in, of course, Tennessee as a whole. I think it's all linked and tied together. Now, I think Murray may have some personal issues or whatever, but what he said might have been validated, in some aspects, maybe a bit of truth. In my opinion, I think it was a little bit unprofessional, childish, and petty, because I'm not going to attack any previous coach or anybody that I've worked for in the past, even though I might not agree with them or I might have left on bad terms. I'm not going to get in the media and bash them. That's just me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyway, looking at what I've seen so far with Pruitt, I'm trusting, once again, I trust Coach Fulmer. I trust the process. I trust what Pruitt has actually done so far, and I trust his coaching staff because look at what he's done. It's not an instantaneous thing, but when you look at it, he's readjusted and brought in some of the best coaches that we've had in quite some time. They can coach, they can recruit, and they're very stout in their understanding of their positions, and I think they've been successful everywhere they've been. Strength and conditioning coach is one of the best that we've ever had, and he's changing the body habits, nutrition, medical staff, the trainers. He's done the things in this season that he's supposed to be doing. Recruiting for 2018, he came in and did his job to bring in the best he could in that short period of time. In the 2019 cycle, he's going out getting his guys. They do, I think, really well, and we'll know more as the season goes, evaluating talent. Not just looking at those agencies, but also going out there and looking at the game film, going to these high schools, going to these camps, and really evaluating talent, saying, hey, that's a guy that fits what we're looking for.
Yeah.
And they're willing to swing for the fences. They're the number one recruit in the nation. I think that's important. So if you're going to evaluate, I'm sorry, I just want to say, if you're going to evaluate him, I think you would have to evaluate him on where he is right now and what he's done so far, not as far as his coaching ability. And then he even said it, I'm shortchanged on a lot of areas, you know what I'm saying? But I'm willing to walk down the hallway to a Hall of Fame coach that's now AD, that that is brilliant in the political aspect and can flow in that area and in that realm, and ask him questions and say, what do I need to do better? I think that's important.
No, absolutely. 2 points that you made that stood out. That number one, about the talent. We don't know if we have championship talent or we just have some good pieces.
Right.
We're going to know when these guys are coached up by a different staff. We know that they were highly rated, but let's see what happens when Pruitt and his group of coaches coach these young men, and let's see if they produce a little bit more results than they have for the past staff. That's number one. We don't know how much talent we have. We know we have it, but is it good enough? Tough schedule. You're going to be shortchanged against Bama and Georgia, no doubt about it. But I think that question remains to be seen there with the talent. And then number two, the clues. The clues tell you that, you know what, man, this staff can be successful here.
Yes.
Yesterday we had on Gerald Harrison, who graduated Tennessee, worked in all areas of the Tennessee football program before going to Duke and then being the associate athletic director there at Duke, and he just was hired at Austin Peay. And we had him on yesterday, and he mentioned how Chris Rump got his first opportunity by his father in South Carolina. His father is a high school football coach, 40-something years. Chris Rump got his first opportunity by Gerald Harrison's father. And then I look at what Florida's defensive line, C.C. Jefferson, said. He says, Chris Rump, that's my boy. It hurt when he left. He's a rare guy. Those guys at Tennessee are blessed to have him. That is what C.C. Jefferson said there at SEC Media Days. So we're getting these clues that, man, maybe this staff is, maybe they're the real deal. Maybe they're going to be okay. And I know it's tough for us to drop our guard because we've been burned, getting excited about the previous coaches. But it's hard to deny the clues here that's being dropped when you hear other players and other coaches talk about what Tennessee has. I know Kirby Smart's going to be very political and nice to Jeremy Pruitt, but him being very specific about what Jeremy Pruitt did in that 2010 Alabama-Texas game and the input that he gave that helped Alabama beat Texas to win, that's very important. That lets you know that, man, this dude is a great in-game coach as a defensive coordinator. Let's see what happens as a head coach. But there's just little clues, man, that's really hard to deny, Vol Nation.
There you go. And I hope, just like we write bulletin board material down when a player goes out there and shoots off his mouth, I'm hoping somewhere in the back pocket Pruitt's got some bullets from other people talking trash and saying, okay, and just kind of writing that thing down. And because when they say he's more Nick Saban-esque, I believe he's been taking a lot of notes. He's been around a lot of great programs, a lot of great coaches, taking some notes. He came from a great lineage from his father and being in Alabama. So understand that he knows about winning. He knows about coaching. Now, as far as being a head coach, we don't know yet. But I think he's done what a lot of leaders do is they put great people around them, because you don't have to know everything. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And by doing that, it makes you better. And then what you do is you give them the ability to go out there and do their job. Because you're not fearful about you're not intimidated by their wisdom and their knowledge and things of that nature. You're confident in who you are, which allows them to be confident and do the things that they've been brought in here to do, which makes you better as a whole. And I think this season, he's going to prove, a little bit. It's a process. I think next season we'll see a lot more. And then the year after that, I think you're going to see something special. But we'll see more about just how much talent we have and how they've actually coached them up and the changes in their body habits and their work ethic and all this other stuff in game one. We'll see some when we see them play West Virginia, if we win that game, that's like, wow. But just watching us compete in that game, we'll see how far we've come.
Yep.
And then, like I said, we'll see all throughout the season, and then the biggest thing that they talked about was, of course, they talked about Florida and they talked about South Carolina. I look at those as swing games, depending on whether we're going to be 6-6, whether we're going to be 8-4, as well as the West Virginia game. But their thing is, has he changed the culture enough to where we can go through Georgia, Auburn, Alabama, and even South Carolina and maybe be 0-3 in that first stretch and have the mentality to finish the back half of the season. You know what I'm saying? And we won't know that till we get there. But I believe, that teams take on the personality of their coach. And if they've bought in, which I believe they have, and he's a strong-minded guy, he demands excellence, I think you're going to see us be better in the second half of the season than the first half. And I think because of the physical condition, it does take a few years for it all to kick in. But I think because of what has taken place so far, I think you're going to see a better program at the second half of the season than the first. And I think he's going to prove a lot of people wrong, and they're going to be scratching their heads at the end saying, well, maybe I was wrong about this dude. He might be able to coach. And then I believe next year you're going to start seeing something special at the University of Tennessee.
Great call as always, Vol Nation.
Hey, one more thing, though. Hey, if y'all ever go to Smoothie King, man, go get you guys a mango kale, subbing the banana for strawberry, and adding peanut butter, man, and it's something special.
Boy,
gotta do
Vol
it, man.
Nation. That
sounds good.
All out.
Do it, man.
All out, Vol Nation, man. Thanks for the phone call.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Delicious and nutritious. Smoothie King.
All right, and we got
whoa. Yeah.
We got some breaking news.
Yeah, let's go to that.
Yeah.
So Pruitt, speaking to local media down in Atlanta, has dropped several nuggets. He has responded to Mr. Aaron Murray's criticism, saying, I don't really know Aaron, but I had a lot of respect for him as a player. But I will say I was a kindergarten teacher 15 years ago, and now I'm the head coach at Tennessee. That don't happen if you don't treat people well. And he also mentioned that Trey Smith is officially back, cleared for fall camp. He absolutely expects J.J. Peterson to be ready for fall camp as well. So Pruitt has already knocked out the 3 most important topics. So good news for the Vols. I love the response.
I love the response too.
What was that? Oh, here's another good.
Aaron Murray, how you feeling, man?
How about this one? Grant Ramey tweeted this. Apparently Pruitt was asked, did you ever talk to Nick Saban about the SEC Media Day experience? Jeremy Pruitt responds, no. We talked about football.
Yeah. Woo. Man. Yeah, that's a great response by Pruitt. Also, I saw what Jesse Simonton of VolQuest said that J.J. Peterson will absolutely be with the team in August. I don't know how many damn clues I got to throw out to you folks that J.J. Peterson.
Is the coach saying it enough?
I mean, I've been saying for weeks that J.J. Peterson is going to be okay. I mean, I don't know how many clues and nuggets I got to throw out. I don't know. But J.J. Peterson is going to be okay. I don't know how many times I've said, Pruitt and Rush Probst, man, that combination, it's hard to believe they won't get it done. J.J. Peterson's going to be on this team, all right? Now, Brett Lawless, I don't know about that. But good to see J.J. Peterson on the roster because he is the most highly rated player in this class. He probably understands Pruitt probably more than anybody else. Is probably prepared for the type of culture that
more than anybody else
that is going to take place here. Him and Brandon Kennedy probably has the advantage because he came from Alabama. So very important to get J.J. Peterson in here. And I like our linebacker core. I like where it's going. I know Colton Jumper was very complimentary of his guys, and he should be because that's his teammates. But, I saw a stat from College Football Film Room that had a very high percentage of the tackling rate for our linebackers. Sapp and Batuli, when they put their hands on you, you are coming down. They're not going to miss a lot of tackles. And so very, very, very important there that J.J. Peterson is added to this roster. Anything else?
Daniel Batuli, just kind of going off of that graphic that you mentioned, it was by CFB Film Room. The highest tackle success rate with a minimum 50 attempts of returning SEC linebackers. Daniel Batuli, number 2, with a 94.7%, tackle success rate, and a 93.8 for Cortez Sapp, number 4 in the SEC. So, as you said, when Daniel Batuli and Cortez Sapp put their hands on you, you're coming down. And I agree. I love the linebacker room as it is. You've got Daniel Batuli, Cortez Sapp, obviously Darren Kirkland Jr. coming back. You've got guys like Will Ignat, Austin Smith, who have potential. They just kind of haven't reached that potential yet. You got Darrell Taylor, who's going to be lining up on the edge. And then you throw in a guy like J.J. Peterson, who should, in my opinion, I think he is the recruit coming in that is going to have a day one impact. Most likely to have the biggest impact on the team in terms of freshmen. So I like where the linebackers are. But the problem with the linebackers is that 2 and 3 deep. If the guys at the top go down, you may be struggling, especially now that you're switching to a 3-4 defense. Obviously, just simple math, you're playing more linebackers. If a couple of them go down, you're in some hot water.
I'd say the linebacker position is about the deepest on the defense.
I would say safety, simply because you have TK, Micah, and Nigel, and maybe a guy like Theo Jackson.
Yeah.
So I would say safety, then probably linebacker.
But, yeah, linebackers are in a good spot.
You mentioned J.J. Peterson being day one impact player, and I certainly agree. Does not mean he's going to be a starter on defense. It could be special teams. He could be a special teams warrior, and he could be a player who plays some too at linebacker. But if I had to pick one incoming freshman that would probably have the most immediate impact, it probably would be Alontae Taylor because of the shortage of corners that we have and him being moved there and him embracing that move because he sees opportunity to play and possibly be a 4-year starter or a 3-year starter if he decides to leave early if he has a lot of success in his first 3 years. So Alontae Taylor is set up for some serious success because they're thin at that position, whereas linebacker, we're pretty stacked there in the middle. That's why it's going to be hard for Darren Kirkland Jr. to get himself on the field as much as he did when he was healthy under the last staff. 8'6", 255, 03. Great response by Pruitt. I mean, did Pruitt and Mark Richt butt heads? Absolutely, they did. Because one is about championships. He's a championship coach. He's a dang winner. Not to say that Mark Richt is not successful and doesn't win, but it's the difference between having a winner and having a coach that wins. And Jeremy Pruitt had proved at many levels that he's a winner. Like, he's a grinder. And what he saw at Georgia, he didn't feel like was championship caliber culture. And he challenged Mark Richt on it. And guys who are very loyal to Mark Richt, Aaron Murray, defended their coach. And I'm pretty sure it sounded good coming out, or it felt good coming out for Aaron Murray, but it just didn't. It didn't read well. It didn't look good for Aaron Murray and what he said yesterday. And glad that Paul Feinbaum and Marcus Spears, guys like that, said what they said. Marcus Spears knows ball, and when you sit down with someone, and like if you're Marcus Spears, who played at a high level at LSU, was a first-round pick, the Dallas Cowboys, was a Pro Bowler there at the Cowboys. When you sit down with a coach that's about his ball, that knows ball, game recognized game. I could just imagine being a fly on the wall in a room when the cameras were off with Marcus Spears and Jeremy Pruitt, like talking just straight ball. And that's why Marcus Spears is so high on Jeremy Pruitt, because he knows at some point he's going to win. He's too good of a football coach. Will he have to figure out how to handle timeouts and how to handle handle the AD and the president and all that stuff that comes with being a head coach? Yeah. But when you have the main thing down first, which is recruiting and developing and coaching them up, the rest of the stuff, it'll come together. It will. It will. 865-255-03. Let's get to
GQF.
GQF. Been a while, GQF. Good morning.
I know, Jason. Just kind of reconnecting with you.
Good to hear from you, man. I hope you're doing well.
I'm not, but that's a different story for a different day.
Well, I hope tomorrow's better.
Yeah, I hope today's better.
Yeah.
So what time is Pruitt coming on today?
Well, he's talking right now with local media members, but he's coming on at 10:20. He will hit the podium.
Now, is that being covered by the SEC network?
Absolutely.
Okay. So if I get to work here in a minute and turn on the SEC network, I should be able to see him.
Yes, sir.
I think what we could also do, I haven't ran this by Swain, but Swain can probably pull up the live stream of his press conference, and he can play it on the app starting at 10:20 as well.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
All right, cool. But I'll tell you what, guys, I think I think Fulmer really pulled a rabbit out of his hat when he found this guy. I really do. The only thing I hate is, let's hope Saban lives forever.
Or coaches forever. I guess. Yeah. I mean, that's weird because, if he coaches forever, that means he's still going to be dominant. And there's no possible way that Jeremy Pruitt can go there.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just really weird, man. It's a really weird situation.
Yeah, because I'll guarantee you, if Saban retires or dies or something, I guarantee you they're coming after Pruitt.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
But, hey, let's just enjoy it while we can, because, man, we've been through so much misery in the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah. Let's enjoy it. Ben said it early in the show. We've said this before on the show. If other teams want Pruitt, that means he's doing a good job at Tennessee, and I can't wait.
Yeah. Let's just hope that somebody comes along behind Fulmer that can make a decent hire, because all these idiots we've had over there at the University of Tennessee, they couldn't. Oh, you know how it is, Swain.
Hey, man, got to be on the same page. Everybody got to pull in the right direction. Coach Fulmer said it. I don't think we need to go into details about that. Well,
you just got to have somebody with a little bit of intelligence. And Coach Fulmer's got that.
Yep.
You know, I'm a King Johnny guy, but I gotta hand it to Fulmer. He has come back into that and basically saved our athletic department.
Yeah, it appears that way for sure, GQF. And one thing that that I'll be paying close attention to is you have the old way of doing things. Sometimes you get stuck in your ways, and then you have Pruitt coming in, who's been successful, and he wants to do it another way, and he wants to do it immediately. Just like, you know, find those team physicians. I mean, and thanks for the phone call, GQF. We got to run for the day, but it will be interesting, and this, you're not going to know this because it's not going to be publicized most of the times, but how Pruitt and Fulmer works together on, okay, this is what we need to change. Oh, no, wait a minute. This is how we've done things here in Tennessee. There's going to have to be a meet in the middle point between those two and philosophies and way of thinking to ultimately achieve what we all want to see happen, and that is Tennessee compete for championships and win championships. You know, Coach Fulmer, the way you recruit now is not the same when Coach Fulmer was coaching. So Coach Fulmer's going to have to adapt. He is learning how to be an AD. Pruitt is also learning how to be something that he's never been. That's a head coach as well. So both guys are learning together, but the key word in that sentence is together. 865-200-5503. That's our time for today. Jeremy Pruitt will address the media and talk at the podium at 10:20, and we will play the live stream on the Swain Event app. They're free for Android and Apple devices. We'll come back tomorrow, and we'll have on several guests breaking down Pruitt's time at SEC Media Days. Hope you have a great day. Peace and love.